We didn't have a message when we left. Oh, very odd.
And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and get real high and I trip to the top of my lungs. What's going on? And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it out of what's in my head and I feel it. I need a peculiar. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and get real high and I trip to the top of my lungs. What's going on? And I say,
Boogie boogie hedgehog, boogie boogie hedgehog, boogie boogie hedgehog, boogie boogie hedgehog, boogie hedgehog, eating all I carry, got your head stuck in a toilet paper tube. Boogie boogie hedgehog, what you gonna do? Boogie hedgehog, boogie boogie hedgehog, boogie boogie hedgehog, boogie boogie hedgehog, boogie boogie hedgehog,
Hello!
Phil
Hi.
made it
Hi,
just
guys.
in time while the
Yeah, he
intro
popped
was
in.
playing.
Yeah, I'm always on time.
The ladies love it when Phil pops in.
We started like 10 minutes late, but yeah, we're on time, guys. Hello.
It wasn't my fault, although I was glad for the kind of like 10 minutes respite because I did wake up an hour ago and I actually hadn't finished putting the presentation together yet. So I was still adding things to the thing. So yeah, I'm glad we got a nice late start, a nice 10 minutes. Plus, Thursdays are completely fucked now. What's Bancroft doing? Streaming early with a casual
No.
draw stream? We don't even get a Bogan rate anymore, but
Yeah, a bunch of
He
BS.
did it on purpose, just so he wouldn't have to raid us.
It's a conspiracy.
Yeah, it is.
What? There
See
is a
through
potential.
what's going on.
There's totally a potential, guys. There's totally potential of seeing as the person who came before us isn't streaming so late anymore. That like we totally could start earlier on Thursdays. We
It's
don't
not
have to talk
happening.
about it now. We don't have to talk about. No. Look, Irene, we don't have to talk about it. We don't have to talk
What's
about it
going
now.
on?
He's trying to torture us.
We don't have to start it now.
He's
I-
bringing
What?
up ridiculous suggestions. So
We don't
you just
have
don't
to
bring
talk
that
about,
up and then tell us we can't talk about it now.
We don't have. No, I'm not saying we can't. I'm saying we don't have to talk about it now. Simple Green says this is a Bogan's conspiracy. Get PowerPoint as a sponsor. Can you imagine? Hey, Microsoft. Oh, yeah, you'd have to work with Bill Gates. And
Pray for my sanity.
you don't have any sanity left.
Hey,
I pretend to.
Where's-
Okay.
where's Pearberg?
Pat is no more. I think this is the second funeral we've held for him.
I didn't even know he was
remember.
sick.
Pearberg? Hamburg? Chickenburg? I thought it was a bad
Pearberg.
joke, Sorry.
What even was the joke?
It wasn't. It's terrible. I suck at this.
He's gonna say pear on a burger. That's worse than pineapple on pizza. Now that
There was
that
no
would've-
joke. I was like, his name sounds like a burger. My brain just went.
herp derp. But yes, hello, welcome. This is Creator Block, the weekly rotating show where we basically talk shit for an hour. The show where entertainment goes to die, apparently. And
Creative shit.
yeah, that stuff.
We discuss creative techniques, comic techniques. We explore the medium together because this is what we do. We love it. So welcome. Join us today. We're talking about pressure.
Yeah. Today's topic is pressure, and how about we build more pressure by not getting onto the topic yet and telling her about how's your week been, Phil? How's your week been, Phil? How about have you had a week? Did you just like skip forward in time from the end of the last episode? Have you existed in time? What I'm doing right now is actually part of the topic. I'm not just going crazy.
Ask your question.
How was your week, Phillian?
It's been a mad week. And this last weekend was insane too. Last weekend, I did nothing but argue with editor and edit things.
Some weekends be like that.
Yeah, so I got last week's I got the proofs in, but the proofs are not in my room right now. And so I went over and over the Lost Pages 3, changing dialogue, adding things, and trying to hammer home the theme of the story. And we decided to add one page. Someone could have told me this 2 days prior, but we decided to add a page. The page is in. It's getting colored as we speak. But yeah, it was a crazy weekend combing through the Lost Pages. But I think it really did make things better and wrapped up the theme. So I'm super excited about that. We're going to play on Monday. But yeah, and then this whole week has been crazy at the arcade. I got in yesterday, woke up at freaking 7 a.m, went into work early to rearrange a lot of the arcade before the place opened. And that was crazy. We had to take a freaking 6-foot around cabinet. It's like the shape of a flying saucer. It's a giant that you sit in, and it's like a air fighter game. It's called Galaxy Force. And so it's this big disc that you climb into, and it's 6 foot of clearance on every side of it. So we had to push all these cabinets out of the way so it could go through the back garage, and it was a whole thing. So that took forever. But the boss took us out for Brazilian steakhouse afterwards.
The same chain or a different thing?
It's basically the same. It has a different name, but it's basically exactly what we experienced. Yeah. So
you had another meeting?
It was a meeting for sure. But we rearranged everything, and at one point had to balance our arcade cabinet off the back of a truck by one of my coworkers sitting on it as a counterweight. It was probably very.
You're gonna end up in one of those TikToks.
Yeah, sounds like a workplace hazard.
But yeah, the good thing is we don't have an HR department.
Yeah, which is a department that originated during the era of slavery when humans were a resource. So all of the bitches that think so highly of themselves in their HR role.
I didn't know that.
Just try and remember where your job came from, huh?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
maybe
think.
Fact. That is the true history of HR departments.
I didn't know that.
Is that Are you being sarcastic or are you agreeing?
No idea what's happening right now.
Being sarcastic.
Oh, god damn it!
Joke.
I was like, that is, but it's. I think that's true. I was like,
holy shit! Out the joke.
Yeah, I was like, look it up.
It's so true that Irene's agreeing with me.
HR departments originate from
slavery.
Idiots and from idiots in the workplace who want to whine too much. And honestly, HR departments used to, in a more sane society, have a good purpose because there are some fucking assholes in the workplace. But now they're useless.
Early
It's
1900s
social policing.
history. There was
human as a resource.
Those guys were still along like 100 years ago. Let's just pretend it's true, because it definitely is true. And actually, you know, before I ask Irene how her week was, I actually want to ask about that page. So, did you have no plans to ever work on that page? And then how recently did you decide to add it? And then how quickly was the turnaround on getting the page done?
So Saturday, the page was pitched to me of like, hey, you should add this to wrap everything up. And then I was like, no, we're going to print on Monday. And then I was whittled down to being like, yeah, that makes sense. It actually would wrap things up and add to the story a lot. And then I got a ninja artist on it that turned in the full inked page today. So he probably started it Sunday and then finished it today, and it's getting colors tomorrow morning. So it was crazy.
Oh.
What was the other question you had there?
No, that was it.
Okay.
That was the question. Oh no, yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah, no. It was my usual several questions combined.
Yeah,
into one
yeah.
That no one
Dongo
knows
Solo
about.
says, show us the page. I mean,
Isn't it the last
No.
page of the book?
it's the third to last, so kind of be a
Okay.
spoiler. It's not really, but
Did it not? Was it a spread or a single page? Did it shift ahead any page turns? If
It was
it's
single
like
page.
that,
No, so we use a lot of spacers. So because the Crimstone story ends and then it cuts back to the hobo telling the story, right? So there's like a ending pinup, like
Mhm.
Jack to Break by Preston Acevedo did this badass Crimstone piece, and then on the back of that there was a spacer page, which is like a wallpaper kind of. If you've seen my books, we do like the logos of the characters as just like a spacer. So I was able to take that spacer page out and slip the new page in on an even number page. So that would be the page turn. And then the last two pages follow that. So it worked out perfectly. The important information on there is thought balloon stuff. So it's just another character on there. But yeah, I super excited about it, and hopefully we'll get everything wrapped in the next couple of days and go to print on Monday. Dondo Solo also asked if we have a 6-player X-Men cabinet at the arcade. Yes, we do. It's huge. And
where the hell is that message?
it
Man,
was-
I'm so blind. Oh, okay. Well, shame Phil doesn't have power of attorney over this channel, so I can't bring stuff up. Just me and Irene.
Mhm.
I like that
Still
thing
waiting
of
for today to misuse that power. Sorry.
well, you can click any of those random videos and interrupt me at any point. You can turn on any of the
Don't-
stupid banners,
don't-
like you can turn on the
That's
send
super
super chats banner. You can turn on the
Look at that. Proper begging for money.
you can turn on the
Ooh,
gout
what's this?
sympathy banner
That's kind of fun.
with the overlay.
Ooh,
No,
that's cool.
wait a minute, not my overlays.
Bye. Goodbye. Da, da, da. What is this?
It's the TV screen. It's like a TV, and it's got like security cameras of the Jackoffs thing. I never ever use it.
Should delete it.
But yeah, Phil, I've thought about. Well, then I'm very close to the 100 elements you can upload, so I usually do have to delete shit. But there's a
Holy
bunch of-
shit! You have a lot of what?
Listen, this is
delete
what
any-
happens.
I delete everything that I don't use, like right away.
You never know. You don't understand hoarder mentality, Irene. Here's the
No,
classic
I
phrase.
don't. Oh my
you
god!
never know. You never know when you might need it. It's a classic phrase that creates a lot of problems in life.
This is gonna give me a fucking aneurysm. This is such a mess. Oh my god!
What were you going to say,
Enjoy
Jake?
it.
Shut up.
See, what's happening right now is pressure is building in Phil because the anticipation for the show to carry the fuck on is rising. But I've kind of like thought about making fake adverts to use as little act break things in there, but like for either things in the world of the book, but you like photograph them. Like imagine it's for a product that would be in world, but you make the physical mock-up of the project and like photograph it and do graphic design as if it's a real thing. Or for like a fake action figure, like you can make one of an action figure, like either something in world or a tie-in for the book's IP, or something completely unrelated, like marriage counseling will help that divorce go as quickly as possible. Like, you know what I mean? Preemptive you know.
Yeah,
where's the-
fake advertisements are hilarious.
a lot of effort though. So as we continue to build anticipation for the show to actually get started with our 90 viewers that definitely aren't a result of posting this on Twitter.
Nice.
Irene, how was your week?
My week was
Lazy and
same as
nice?
no,
Relaxed?
same as no. I don't know what those words mean. This week was same as most other weeks, a blur of constant work and very little sleep and stress and no time to do anything. I haven't had time to play Pathfinder. I haven't had time to do promo stream, so hopefully that'll return next week. But I did get a lot done. Like, I've been working on a bunch of stuff constantly, and I actually reached the finish line on a few things. So I finished this cover that I can't talk about yet, but I'm very proud of how it turned out. And now I have another cover. I have like 2 that I owe people that I'm gonna start on right away. But at the same time, right now as we speak, I'm working on another thing for Fiendish 2.5 because I'm supposed to get that to printers like tomorrow. Probably won't be tomorrow because I'm not done coloring this cover. But
Wait, get what to
probably-
printers? I was doing the thing
Fiendish
where I didn't
2.
listen to. Oh,
Pray for me.
Fiendish
Fiendish 2.5. Yeah, Jake.
Is it to the printer yet?
We need to go to the printer. Yeah, no, it's not because I'm not done with the covers and we have things to
Yeah,
address.
it's definitely because of her had nothing to do with.
Did you finish?
I've
the
done
colors, Jake?
Yeah, I did all my stuff and definitely saved out the final versions of everything that had full resolution and sent them to her. Definitely happened.
Yeah.
Did you save them as
Yeah, you
TIFFs
definitely did that.
or you save them as PNGs?
Yeah, TIFF with LWZ compression, which is the thing I definitely selected when I definitely
What?
saved all that stuff out. LZW, there's like a compression, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I guess you want them uncompressed. I'll have to save them out again then. I mean, I did it already.
Oh
but-
yeah, you'll have to redo all the work you definitely did. Well, anyways, I'm not done with the cover, but I will be tonight. So I'm hoping
see about
to.
that.
I mean,
yeah.
we're gonna. What? What is Phil going to be like? I will personally stop you from finishing.
Make
this
sure.
one.
Try our best to give her a seizure so she can't get the work finished.
I mean, I feel like I'm on the brink of an aneurysm. Anyways, it probably won't be done tonight. I really need to get to print because Fiendish 1 and 2 are already printing, but 2.5 needs to get the fuck to print. And I'm hoping I'll be able to send it out late tomorrow because everything is ready. I just have to like smash the colors and the letters, and I have to finish this permanent cover because it's all one print run. Then we're good. Like everything else is done.
I like those.
Oh my
It's a
God,
nice-
I'm so stressed.
It's a nice use of words there. Smash, definitely isn't similar to the word rush. People should definitely use the word smash. They should use the phrase bash it out.
But I
That
wasn't
actually-
talking about rush, even though that is what you will have to do now. But that wasn't what I was mentioning in the
Rushbrook.
sentence. I was right,
Rush the
yeah,
book.
rush the book.
But that,
I was talking about just combining the files because I have the color files and I have the lettered files, and all the lettering is done. So I just have to and do that, and then we're good, just like that.
good, great.
Oh,
Sounds
also,
amazing.
yeah. So,
Go
I guess neither of us are sleeping tonight. So I also finished some writing that I'm pretty
Ooh.
excited about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, an idea dawned on me, and it was one of those things where I clearly don't have 3 hours to waste, but I just had to write this down, so I spent 3 hours, and it just. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but a lot of the times when an idea hits, like this is something you do in a chapter, it all comes at once. It's seldom like, or one or two things. It's just all like, I figured out this is what we need to do for this scene or whatever. So that's what happened. And I might, don't hold me to it, chat, but I might be doing a 1.5 chapter.
What?
And I
I'm gonna
wonder
call
which-
it
what?
1 point. I'm gonna call it 1.5. I don't know.
And
how
I
I'm gonna
wonder which
release it
idea she went with.
because
I wonder whose suggestion she ended up going with.
Juan?
Oh,
Wait, okay? Jake wants to take credit for the idea, even though I
Wants
explained
to?
that yeah, because I explained that even though your suggestion was very good, it wasn't the reason. Like,
Are we going back in
I
time
didn't-
now?
well, the 2.5 also goes back in time. It tells a backstory.
which
But
you've clearly
2
read.
is out, and 2.5 comes out before 3.
I might release 1.5 with 3 because I don't feel right making people pay for like 2.5 chapters in a row. I'll figure it out.
Why'd you call it 3.5 though?
No, it would be better to read it between chapter
Oh.
1 and 2.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
This
So
is
if you're
minus
reading
1.
the
That'd be great.
no,
Fingers
if you're
zero.
reading so let me explain the but this is the content of 1.5 is it's I won't say the premise, but it's a flashback to Yomi's past, and it's with the caravan. And I've heard feedback from a lot of people actually that they wish they knew the caravan more, and the original plan was to reveal more about the caravan as the story progresses. But now I'm realizing, well, it really would be better if I delved more into her backstory and told a story of the caravan early on, all in one chunk. And that would be a perfect 1.5, because looking back at chapter 1, there was like a section in the middle of the story where I could have diverted from Cosme and Isko's story to the caravan, but I don't think I was as good of a writer then. I should have plotted that. But anyways, I'm not going to go back and redo chapter 1. So I'm going to do a 1.5. And it just dawned on me. I came up with this really cool idea, and it's going to take place in Drakia. And anyways, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's fun. I'm really excited, and I have to stop myself from like thumbing the whole thing out because I have to work on other shit. But yeah, that was productive. I'm super happy with that.
I'm really excited for it. I'm glad you're doing it. And
Cool.
if you have the energy there to do the thumbnails, I know you're really busy, but sometimes the energy is
will-
totally good to take advantage of. Just saying.
I will be doing for 1.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'll be doing the layouts because I don't know how to think about a comic if I'm not doing the layouts. Like my brain doesn't work that way.
Yeah, that's
but-
awesome. That's very cool. I'm glad each thing's gonna have a 0.5 and the first one isn't gonna get missed out. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll figure out how to release it. I'm not gonna do a whole other campaign. It just doesn't feel right. So don't worry. Everybody's
Yay.
Hey!
wait, Jake, you don't have to. I don't have to give you more work. You don't have to. Work on
I'm
1.5.
smiling for real, not for fake as a joke. I'm smiling for real. But no, there isn't. So talking about my week, no more Connell delays at all. I have been like jumping right on it. I've been having so much fun. Why is my
I don't
iPad
know.
making
Shut your
sound?
phone off.
It's playing.
It's my
playing
it's my
back the
iPad.
stream.
Oh, okay.
I
It's 'cause they
noticed
were
you've been
opening up.
having so much fun.
Oh, it's amazing. I've been
Free time?
yeah, so like I've been doing the I've been starting doing the pencils properly for the freaking all the pages, and like the layouts are getting like the last bit of polish, like all of the basic simplicity that I was so worried about in the you should do all of them.
I'm not going to.
Jake's been writing Connell. I've been on Connell's writing.
He's
him.
been so happy. He's been sending us layouts, just all bubbly. Like, look, I'm just
Yeah, I
in
saw some of
bliss
those.
drawing my comet.
Let's
It's
see if
been
I
great.
can. I did show, but the thing is, I've been like tweaking the layouts. So I've been doing the first scene and like doing like trying to get the layout. Like for me, choosing what the actual specifics of the fucking boxes is such a big part of the flow of the story. Like I know that sounds obvious, but like a small change. Like I like using loads of tilted panels, manga-esque, and sometimes it could take time to polish that nicely. But yeah, like what's the first spread I did was this. I'll show some. And then I've been lettering too. Wait, can I turn on the sensor bars on this one? Yeah, so I already showed this one off. I'm not going to
Don't
big in
nuke your own channel. You
Oh.
want to be in Biggened?
yeah, big in me. So this is like the opening of a scene, and I've been like tweaking this after doing a bunch of the previous pages because I'm like, is this like, because I'm still not that happy with it, but I like this little inset panel here with the face. What else I got? I'm really digging this spread. I'm not gonna. I mean, I've already kind of shown these pages before, but I'm not gonna show them that close. Like I've got a spread that looks like this. It's like the first one. This is like Connell's entrance, so you can only really see what's going on if you look close. But look, I like how I've got complimenting my own. Look, I'm not complimenting my. I'm trying to, but it's stuff like.
I did such a good job.
Listen, it's like tilted down into this panel, and then it's like an open one, and then the open one goes into this one, and the silhouette's all the same. Well, look, it's cool, okay?
They are
Comics
very nice. Honestly, they're very good layouts.
Comics are cool, but look, check it out.
The
You got
comics are
tilted.
so cool.
You got tilted. Wait, you got tilted panels here, right? And then you have this sturdy panel. It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit on top of it and be all rectangular. Then swoof, there's another one here, and it goes back into tilted panels, and it's like 1, 2, and over here it's 1, 2, big, small, big, small.
Very nice.
Definitely not.
Pretty cool, Jake.
Just
Not bad. I guess you kind of know a thing or two about this comic stuff.
maybe. Today I was kind of procrastinating from doing the presentation. I did to do like a character design, which is on Twitter, so you can go look at it.
Yeah, she's like a sheedling.
Well, yeah, so there's been this female seedling character because you have these little seedlings that are basically parodies of Koroks from Zelda
Who?
or whatever.
Korok?
Little seed guys in Breath
No,
of the
they're
Wild. You're like,
Mr. Pygmy or whatever, right? Remember that guy?
you mean Tingle?
No, what was that game? And he was in Smash Brothers, Pygmy. And he has like a little seeds that follow him, like leafy seeds.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, Phil.
Let me try to look this up.
A guy with a cape or something. But anyway, yeah.
No,
The seedlings, and then there was like a taller female seedling, and then literally today I realized she could be called a sheedling.
Sheedling. That's pretty great.
Pikmin.
The name.
they kinda-
Pikmin. Yeah, who's Pikmin? Pikmin.
Yeah, it's not Pikmin, Phil. It's a
You know what
completely
Pikmin
different.
is though?
Yes, although they are slightly a reference to Pikmin because they have the spike on their head the same
Oh
way
my
Pikmin do.
god!
So yes, Phil, they
I
are
figured you
Pikmin-esque
out.
too, and they are in a mass of yes, they are. There is a, but yeah, I mean that was so much fun. Like there was one thing I was concerned about the pages before of like these are basic. Am I just doing the broad strokes here? And it's kind of true. I was just doing the broad strokes, but now I'm managing to like find places to add panels to like pep it up, and like the pages feel good. Whatever. I don't care. I'm saying nice things about my own work. Whatever. I think it's freaking awesome. I'm having so much fun, and I'm looking forward to doing all the character designs with the height shot. Yeah, Alex WB says wood because of the design. Like I finally figured out the heights of things. Like starting getting a
Dumb
height
hips.
shot going on.
No, it's awesome.
Cool.
It's awesome to see all your stuff popping up and that you're so excited about it too. Getting back,
Mhm.
especially like taking a breather for a little bit and then getting back and seeing that you're still excited about this stuff.
More
It's
excited than
all-
ever, Phil, because the anticipation was built so high
Pressure is palpable.
because the pressure was palpable, which leads on perfectly.
Wait, I didn't.
Uh,
there was a question. Wait,
Okay,
there was a question in the chat
You're-
like an
Yeah,
hour
You're in
ago
it.
go on.
from Bob. This question was for me. He said, "Phil, I don't know where it is,
I
but
saw Bob.
Bob was asking about the crossover and how that was going with the Kill Journal and when it's launching. So, just a little update on that. All the art is basically drawn. We're just going to have to color it, so we're going to crowdfund to color it. We're going to do, I think, a like ash can maybe preview thing of like the first, I don't know, 15 pages. The whole book is 60 pages. So we want to do like a little special limited edition floppy like Adam Lawson has been doing with his awesome like Jawbone Death with the crazy foil and stuff. So we might do that before we actually crowdfund it. But what we really want to do is fulfill the stuff right that we have to fulfill first. So Lost Pages is coming out. That's going to print next week. Exiled is being fulfilled right now by Adam and RJ over at Critical Blast. So, but we're ahead of the game on that. So what we want to do is, you know, you guys read all about Crimstone in this Lost Pages book, and then you'll have something right away to grab to satiate you for more action with those Lost Pages characters. And I actually work on getting another cover for the crossover, which I'm super excited about. Can't talk about though, but I put together a little preview PDF last night to read through, and I lettered it up too. So
Oh my god, a PDF. That's crazy.
Sneak peek of that. So
Wow.
that's the first page of the book. And if we do the preview thing, it's going to be in black and white to show Juan's awesome like inky style, scratchy style. But thank you for asking about that. I'm super excited about that too. Just got to get out Lost Pages too.
My
Nice.
fucking dyslexia made me read that as Psycho Plumber, and I was about to say Psycho Plumber, drain away, and I'm like, wait a minute,
my
it says,
God.
it says fucking slumber. I'm like,
It's-
it's a retard.
Ugh.
So,
Never
yeah,
dull moment with Jake.
Get ready for Psycho Plumber.
Psycho
Never a
plumber.
dull moment. Jake ruins everything.
Now I kind of wish that the bad guy was a plumber. Like,
Call him
You
Plum
should've done
Tum
it.
Tiger.
You missed out.
but it's gonna be awesome, and it's still coming out. So definitely, this quarter. How do quarters work during the year?
There's 5 of them
months.
a year.
Few months, it'll be ready to roll. But thanks for asking. All right,
Cool.
so we're gonna build up the pressure.
The
the
pressure is
meantime.
definitely high because the anticipation for this show to get fucking started is definitely at fever pitch. But the thing
Mhm.
is, we didn't do it right because we talked about a varied bunch of subjects which contained a little bit of contrast. Now, if we'd have hopped on about the same thing for a while during that amount of time, it would be excruciating. People would be begging for us to start, but instead, people are glad we haven't started yet, and they were really entertained by our entire intro.
Yes.
And it's almost a sad thing for everyone for us to finally move on to a wonderful presentation of Pressure. Have you been having fun with those banners, Irene?
Yeah, I sure have.
Psycho
you like
pressure.
Psycho Plumber, drain away. Doesn't even make sense.
People are
I'm helping
trademarking.
you. I'm helping you ask for super chat. Sorry, Phil.
It is definitely a big help. I'm really grateful to have you in my life. Anyway,
so
so
good.
Great.
today's
Okay.
Super good.
gay.
So I'm a woman. So no.
Today's presentation is about the word pressure. And in brackets, it's not the same thing as tension, okay? So this is why I even got onto the word pressure. It's not the same. Listen. Everyone talks in writing, building tension. You need to build tension. Then they use the word conflict, which is kind of the same thing as tension. And then you listen to a million YouTube videos, and it's tension. And listen, I'm happy to use big open-ended words, but the word tension, I mean, how do you even pass that? It's way too generic. So instead, I've been thinking, and I think you might have been doing this with motivation, Irene, is the classic big words. Think of smaller subwords that cover an area of it, and then you can kind of like. So I'm trying to get at a feeling that is represented by the word pressure, and it's like a certain form of tension that makes the audience have a certain type of feeling, and you can really push into one version of tension in a story instead of thinking, oh, how do I introduce things that are like this wide plethora. Do you guys get what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting
Right.
down?
I think so. Well, you're right that tension and pressure are not the same thing exactly. Tension is, well, there's different ways of describing it, because it's tension is more, there's two sources of pressure, and there's for example two characters that are
I like that, Irene.
opposingly motivated and either pulling apart or clashing. That's how I view tension. But pressure is, you can have one character with pressure, or two characters when tension is what's described externally. When there's multiple sources, it could be between two characters or the character and a situation, because there's different ways of building tension. You get what I mean? But pressure is more internal.
I like
Hope that makes sense.
I like the two thing, like thinking of it as you have a plank, and in the center there's a pin, and then you have two people sitting on the opposite ends of the plank, which is making tension, and the center is going to break, right?
Right. Someone said there's external and internal pressure, FK322. Yeah, but I think there's no external and internal tension, though. So tension requires two sources of pressure. So and I don't think pressure doesn't have to be between two characters. You know how those basic plots of character versus character versus environment, character versus God, character versus self, and it could be a character versus themselves, because a lot of good stories are about characters in doubt with themselves. That is opposing sources of pressure. But at least maybe that's not an imperfect definition, but just off the top of my head.
No, you can create tension with like anything. You can create tension with like a pained tone of voice. Do you know what I mean? Like you can create tension with like two people have different expressions in the shot. Like that's a really small form of it, and obviously you would want to create much stronger versions of tension. But like, yeah, there's so many things that can encompass. So I wanted to focus down on this word pressure and try and get a feeling across. Who knows if we'll get it right? I haven't made a big, long, labored presentation. I only have a couple of points I want to talk about it. But yeah, pressure, L dictionary, because everyone loves dictionary quotes written by our good friend Napoleon Bonaparte. So yeah,
whole presentation with just screenshots of dictionary.com.
Bonaparte?
Bonaparte. No, that's the Halloween version. Sorry, I got it wrong. Halloween version is Napoleon Bonaparte, and this is just regular Napoleon. But yeah, I've got it split into physical and social. So that's like immediate and I guess more delayed. Do you know what I mean? Really, they're not like two categories. It's like a spectrum, because the social is there's still physical consequences. You know how people say that like social ostracization is a fate worse than death?
Yeah.
Like I'd rather be killed than be like an outcast, like kind of thing, because people really really would. But yeah, so I've got physical, which is the immediate, visceral, visualized pressures of the walls closing in, the 10,000-meter drop below, the knives hurtling towards you as you struggle to break free from an elaborate glue trap.
Glue.
Happens quite often.
Glue trap.
I like that.
Yeah. It's a profound image. And then the social, which is the facades we must uphold, or the torturous withholding of or feigning of a personal expression we must endure to prevent social ruin. Does that make sense?
I'm thinking.
Using a lot of words.
I suppose it is a bit.
Are you
of a
saying these
contrived
are
narrative.
these are the two types of pressure in the story?
I'm just kind of, yeah. It's basically you have immediate and physical pressure. Like if Tom and Jerry, if Tom runs into the room and he's like and he kind of knocks over a vase, but the vase is like teetering over, and basically you're like,
there.
Huh?
There's some pressure there.
There's some pressure. As soon as it starts teetering, the pressure is building because you're anticipating that it's going to smash, but it isn't.
Right.
But then social pressure is like, well, you know what? The next slide will convey it perfectly. So here we go. Physical and social. So physical, the first image, you can see Connell is holding up a giant boulder and he's struggling. He's under
Yes.
pressure right now, and we are anticipating that there's a potential that he might drop that giant rock onto that cute little hedgehog.
No, not the hedgehog.
Yeah, and get crushed. And then in social, he's like, I guess he's got a deadline, and he says, if I don't finish all this fiendish coloring, all faith in old Connell will be lost.
Lost.
And there's
Yeah, I could see that.
and there's even a gap.
We're totally not self-insert in that fictional situation.
Definitely not.
See, I get it
Like, I
now,
can-
Jake. This explained it to me, and I needed someone to explain it to me in pictures, and you did it, and now I get it.
I tried
I
using all the
don't-
words I could, Phil.
I don't get it. I mean, the pictures help, but for some reason, even though they're pictures, it usually helps me. I'm
supposed to
too dumb
lie.
today to understand.
Supposed to
I
lie, Irene.
can't. You know, this is a show with Jake, so I have to be the contrarian because every single time I'm the contrarian.
You don't have to be. You know, there's not an obligation.
No, but I actually don't agree because
Contracts we signed.
going back to the whole Tom and Jerry example of the vase teetering off the edge of the table, how is the definition that you're giving of pressure different from tension? Because I would say a scene like there's a lot of tension that exists between the different sources of pressure. The pressure is the vase is about to fall, but you feel the story pressure to stop the vase from falling. Those are
Okay.
two opposing sources of pressure.
Then this would get explained perfectly by my next slide,
Oh my
which
god.
is that pressure
So stop
equals,
kissing his ass.
No, I'm enjoying this.
that pressure equals apprehension of consequences. This is what I'm trying to get across. Now, you can argue the word pressure, and you can say that, Jake, I don't know what warm and cold means. You're just going to use the word pressure? How about I argue about the one specific choice of word for
Warm and
an hour?
cold.
I'm trying to differentiate your presentation this week from the last one you did.
That'll play in perfectly.
Wait, what was the
with
last
my
one you
next
did?
slide.
Tension.
But,
You did
No, no, no,
tension
my-
last time?
no, impact. Impact.
Impact.
Oh,
And
right,
I'm-
he did impact, but it ended up being
Impact's
about
much
tension.
different.
Oh,
No.
no. It was
contrast.
yes. Last
Yeah,
time
impact
it was
is totally
impact.
different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Impact is let's not
I know
confuse
it is. Which plays in perfectly to the latest slide, Irene. This is great. Oh, I'm having so much fun. 233 viewers, by the way, thanks to Twitter.
Yeah,
But
that's a
press-
lot of viewers.
Tweet it out,
Wow.
like, share it.
Hit
Back
like,
Lost Agency.
subscribe to all of us.
Back
All of us.
Narwhal's book.
Yes, Grand Prix 2.
Grand
Live
Prix
on
2.
my comic.
All
Thank
the
you.
links.
Yeah,
are in
do
the
it.
description.
He's at a convention right now, which is why he's not here. I know we didn't talk about it because, you know, we really dragged out the opening. I wanted to get on with
Yeah,
it. And he might
Narwhal's
pop-
not dead, guys. He's just actually working.
Pressure. See, yeah, here's the thing. Pressure is tension, but not all tension is pressure. All monkeys, apes.
You having
Oh,
a stroke?
Apes are monkeys, but not all monkeys are apes.
Oh, monkey apes.
Right? But something about like ape, not
So
pressure
which
is
one
tension. Pressure is tension, Irene. Pressure
Okay.
is
Wait,
tension.
monkeys
All
and
right, I'm
apes
with you.
are not even
No,
subclasses. They're
squares
both
and
subclasses.
rectangles. All
Not-
rectangles are all squares are rectangles, but not,
Not
all.
You
av-
didn't get
not
that right
all-
though. No, you didn't get that right. They're both
Not all
primates,
monkeys
but
have
they're
tails,
not-
but all.
neither of
tail-
those are subclasses of
All
the other.
There's a similar point to be made about monkeys and apes, and I can't remember it exactly, so I threw some of the words out there.
Monkeys and apes are under
All in
primates.
all-
They're not. It's not like a descending order.
all-
They're like
Wait, is
cousins with the
maybe
same.
it was
like primates,
gorillas.
monkeys, and great apes. Gorillas are
Grapes.
split up with great apes. Great apes. I know our
Connell,
pronouncing is funny. It's like
in Connell, they would
chimpanzees,
be called
bonobos,
grapes.
gorillas, the tailless ones. Those are great apes. and monkeys are cousins in the same, I don't know, clade or
No,
something.
no, no. Not
They're
all
primates.
pressures is monkeys. TC's got it in the chat.
Exactly. Not all. So here's the thing. Monkey is a type of tension, but not all tension is monkeys. That is what we're going for in this. So does that at least convey what I mean? Because if you're sitting,
No!
for real for a minute, if you are gonna think, what is the difference between tension and pressure? Pressure is tension. It is tension. It's a specific flavor of tension. Because if you did a presentation on tension, holy shit, that would go on forever, right?
Exactly. Not all squares or rectangles.
See, it's working. I'm so happy right now. No wonder it's a full
What?
moon.
You're creating atmospheric pressure by
Is it a full moon?
arguing with me, because this
we're
is
going-
what we do every show.
We're going on about the same thing for ages, and it's building and building and building. The pressure is building in the mind of the audience.
I'm
So
glad
there-
the tragedy of tonight's presentation is working in your favor.
So yeah, I'm thinking tension, then I'm thinking, how about I flavor that with the word pressure? Well, because I want to create pressure in Connell. It's a particular feeling of tension. Like my favorite manga, freaking Prison School, that's pressure, constant apprehension of consequences. But yeah, is all tension apprehension of consequences? This is what I'm saying. Because
Apprehension, by apprehension, you mean like to apprehend, like when Gamut's like, or when the Sentinel's like mutant apprehension, and then Gamut's like apprehend this. Remember that?
apprehend these nuts.
And so like a grabbing of consequences.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. And I'm glad that you get the reference that I was obviously trying to make, and definitely don't know what you're talking
The
about.
new X-Men just
Yeah.
came out.
But anyway, I've written some examples of this. Like, so a tough decision between two painful options is being put off. You know, he's got to choose one, and you know it's going to suck, but they're agonizing over the choice. So we're kind of apprehending the 237 viewers. A tough situation is endured as the best option. So like someone struggling in a situation, having to do shitloads of work, think or like I just need to hold on to this pain because it's a better option than like if I say something, when really if they just said something it would all be released. You know what I mean? Get it? Then I've got the internal twisting of the character.
I get it.
must be doing as they endure a tough situation while trying to fucking hell, Jake. Could you just write this shit properly?
I know what you mean now.
Mhm.
Like you're bottling up the consequences. That's what you're trying to say.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So what
You're
I'm
creating pressure.
it can be in the character and it can also be in the viewer. And I think it goes on to a later slide, but I think the better one is when the pressure is actually in the audience and not. What are you laughing at?
Right. So you have like a character and
No.
he's this like stoic character. And then you learn like, why is this guy so mysterious and stoic? And then you learn his backstory of like, oh, his family was murdered in front of him and all this stuff. And then and he's holding on to those consequences. And there's a bunch of pressure built up in him.
Yeah.
And,
And I would say if he's not expressing his emotions, you feel the pressure of his emotions within him too.
Right.
Yeah. So why add pressure? It's not really.
I don't know why. Jake.
So I'm thinking. I just want to throw this in there. So like, why is it like an important part of the story? And like, I thought like an interesting way of looking at it is if story is all about transformation, then it's kind of like the more pressure the character gets put under, and the more pressure you get put under as the audience, it kind of unifies you, and it makes the final transformation feel more like epic, like Diamond, right?
Oh, shine bright like a diamond.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to the next slide.
That makes sense.
So what were you saying about last week, Irene?
Impact.
Impact. And how it's-
It wasn't last week, but your last presentation. Yeah.
Yeah,
Impact.
last month.
So I'm thinking this feeling of pressure, which is the real thing. This is like a version of tension that Irene definitely knows what I mean and agrees with me. That you see, the best part about the
No.
presentation is the pressure is currently building within Irene, and it's palpable. You know what I mean?
No. They're
Yep.
Would you describe this as pressure, though? Because I don't feel pressure to do anything. I feel a lot of tension from having no idea what this definition is still.
But it's
because you still haven't differentiated it from tension.
because
But I wouldn't say I'm feeling pressure because I'm not
is like-
incentivized to do something, right?
Oh yeah, that's what pressure would be, right? Wait,
Hmm.
no. But it would be the apprehension of the consequences if the character doesn't.
Right. No.
Do the
But this
thing.
is perfect. You know how like we always talk about ornate and
Mhm.
Irene despises the situation of when we talk about ornate and it keeps coming back and stuff like that. That
All the time.
builds up pressure because that's something she's held on to for almost a year now.
I wouldn't define it that way. I would define that as tension. So I'm probably just being way too artistic about this, but
Because
that-
pressure is a kind
because-
of tension.
Right, because all tension is pressure, but not all pressure is tension.
Monkeys.
Am
Right,
I the crazy one here?
No.
Pressure and tension are related. It's not pressure is in a subclass of tension. I think pressure is something that's directional. You feel motivated to do something, and whether or not there are consequences to doing that thing, but there is a directional movement. Tension is just there's contrast. There's two things that exist, and they're in disagreement, and there's a contrast. That's tension. But the motivation to move in one direction is something else, is a related story element. That's pressure.
Well, this is interesting because you've kind of related pressure to contrast, and I actually want to make the case for pressure being anti-contrast,
The floor is yours.
and meaning anti-impact, because of contrast and impact. Anyway, so look at it. We got two pictures going on. We got a bowl of different contrasting fruits, and then
Hold on.
below
did you get
that,
a super chat.
oh shit! I'm so sorry. I did. I'm kind of on a high right now. It's like, I'm having a lot of fun.
I'm having a lot of fun.
It's I absolutely love when
Wait, the pressure just broke. The pressure was building. and
oh
now-
my god, that was it. That was a moment right there, and that's gonna come up later in this presentation. Irene walking away from a chair like that, even though she can still hear us, by the way, rattling around with her pots and pans in the background. She's basically becoming the definition of the word she's arguing against in this presentation.
Amazing.
It's fucking great.
So,
It's the
so
best.
meta.
What am I arguing against?
So
You're
meta.
not arguing because you're just holding on to it instead of arguing, so the pressure is building within you. It's
No,
perfect.
Jake, you're imagining what I'm feeling right now. I'm just purely and utterly confused.
Well, it's creating pressure in the audience, very, very expertly, as is, perfectly in line with everything I'm saying. But yeah, Snuggy Jr., is this the right button for $2? Now that's money. Thank you very much, Snuggy. He says, I'm supposed to be super chat or simping. You can simp. You can simp all the way.
Except for Jake.
You can definitely simp for me.
Mhm,
You know what?
loves
I kind of found it funny about the people who talk about simping all the time, and they kind of make fun of people for sending women money. And I'm like, of the two internet demographics of sending money to a man and sending money to a woman, isn't it kind of like less gay to be simping for an e-girl rather than an internet daddy? We don't have to address that. But anyway, so pressure.
I would agree, yeah.
Yeah. So, send me as many gay super chats.
One
as
is
you all
at
like.
least evolutionarily beneficial. But anyways, yes, let's move
So pressure being anti-contrast for the 234 people watching. Thank you, Twitter. So 2 pictures, bowl of fruit with a lot of contrast going on. It's kind of impactful. Like that is striking and impactful. It's a moment happening. But yeah, she'll be onto the 3rd bottle probably. But you see, there's not a lot of weight or pressure in that first image, right? The second image, the bowl full of oranges, you can almost feel the pressure of the bowl of oranges, right? Do you agree?
No.
Do you feel like there's more pressure in the bowl of mixed fruit?
Yeah, 'cause it looks like that bowl's way too small for all those fruits.
No. You're talking about because there's contrast in the
Can we just move on? We're not
avocado.
going to.
No,
I have no idea what
I got it. No, it's because there's contrast, and the first bowl of fruit is eclectic, right?
Yeah.
The contrast from the orange to the red of the what's that, a Granny Smith apple probably, and the bananas and some of those green grapes. The contrast is there, so it has more impact.
It has more impact, but it isn't creating pressure, right?
Right.
It's like it's
Right.
the bowl of mixed fruit is really confusing the issue. Whereas with the bowl of oranges, you're like, this is a lot of oranges.
Right. Yeah, it's like, wow, where's the apple? Right? It's just
Exactly. You're like, it's just a lot of orange right now.
Let's just move on. We don't think it remotely the same way. We watched the same movie. I know you don't want to talk about this right now, but came to polar opposite conclusions. So we're
Yeah,
not going to come to an agreement.
Irene did have a religious experience with June 2, and I thought June 2 sucked balls. Anyway, moving
What?
on.
June.
June, yeah, Juno 2
might have watched
was
the wrong
male
movie.
Juno.
Male June.
Anyway, so I'll read what I wrote. Impact is a sudden moment of entering pressure, right? A realization of a previously unforeseen truth to the current situation, which applies an inescapable pressure to the characters. Now, basically, the impactful moment initiates the pressure. It's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I like that. Yeah, you can't have pressure. I mean, maybe without impact, but yeah, impact is around pressure, right? Because it's
Impact
contrast.
initiates
the
it-
pressure.
so
the pressure
the-
probably can show a contrast. You know?
you imagine you got a gas oven, right? The
Imagine
impact,
What year is it?
the con-
What
That's-
year? Let's say 1940.
98.
Okay, I was a little earlier. Go on.
gas ovens. I mean, my sister still has a gas oven
All right. Yeah, I just made me
now. It's 2024, Phil.
All right. Yeah, my bad.
So the clicker, the little electric light thing, that's the impact, and then it begins the pressure building situation of the oven gaining heat, right?
Yes.
Anyway, pressure is the building of tension in a way that the audience can feel building within them, like the compounding interest of a mental tax being paid by the second. I wrote by the audience. Sorry, this would be by. But yeah, I'm thinking pressure is kind of like a mental tax you're placing on the audience, which is not what all tension is, right?
I like that. Yeah.
Alex VRB for $2.
Now that's money.
So much pressure. Will the contrastians survive?
God,
I know,
yeah.
right? Those guys are BTFO in this presentation. But anyway, let's see if the contrast. But look, I even drew. Oh, wait, did you just feel the pressure? Yeah, earlier I made a whole like simping for men is gay joke. But look, did you guys feel a sudden release of pressure?
Yes.
What?
As the
Oh.
she wasn't paying attention to the presentation.
Oh, with the drawing.
No.
Move along.
No one realized what I was doing the entire time. There's been
You're
more and
adding
more
more Napoleons.
more of the same Napoleon's constantly creating the suffocation, and then suddenly release.
I can breathe now. Yeah.
And look, I knew that you
I'm
wouldn't
just gonna
get the.
say yes because there's no point in arguing.
I mean, no one noticed it, but I know what you're meaning to do.
Mhm.
Well, you didn't notice it, but your brain did.
Yes.
Yeah, I also drew the apples and fruit. Like one of them is definitely feels more. If this feels more weight in the apples because it's all the same. Anyway, so
What the fuck is
Amazing.
happening?
the
I love
pressure is
these topic players theories that we make up to teach the audience.
I mean, I
You know what is causing me? I don't know if this is pressure or tension. I don't give a fuck anymore. But your Napoleons are like imbalanced. This is like bad paneling. It's bad design. Like that image is way too far off in the corner. Like
Do you feel the pressure?
Ooh, it's like
I feel anger.
You feel the
unstable pressure.
I don't care what you call it anymore. But I'm the building anger is palpable.
And
So
that's
good job,
definitely
I
going to
guess.
play. That's definitely going to play into a later slide. So I'm very grateful you say that, Irene. But anyway, yes. So some final points about the anti-contrast of pressure. Here I'm comparing a horde of zombies to a collection of silly movie monsters, and I'm trying to say that one of them has more pressure than the other. So like larger amounts of the same pressure make the weight more instantly understandable. Like if you know what a zombie is, as soon as you see like 1,000 of them, you're like, fuck. Then when you
Right.
see 1,000,000 of them, you're like, fuck. And then when you see that video game about zombies called We Are Billions, fuck. Because it's more of the same thing. You understand it. You don't have to now think of a new thing, which would be what contrast is.
Yeah.
Element, differing element. Oh, I understood this. Now I have to think about this. How about loads of the same element, all the oranges in a bowl? I'm feeling the weight of this particular type of tension because you're just doing the same thing a lot and it's becoming suffocating.
Right. Like yesterday, I went to the Brazilian steakhouse and I ate a lot of the same thing. I ate a lot of meat. So the pressure on my bowels was even more immense than if I
Can you
ate-
imagine if they kept on only bringing the same meat, the pressure you would feel within you to say something?
Oh, yeah. I would object.
I would
Not
welcome.
quite there yet.
I would
Not
welcome
quite
it.
there.
So yeah, you know what? This always happens. She just can never. Fine. Look, if you're just not going to agree with me, I'll just no. Like it's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll just fine. Whatever. We'll get to the
Oh
whatever.
my
Skip
god!
to the
Don't
end.
be-
It's
Yeah,
not
just
Oh
skip
my
ahead.
God.
You
Never
went
understand
into the.
the end.
You
It's
didn't
your
want to hear.
presentation. Don't be baby about it. Let's finish it. I was going to ask you about the zombie thing. So let's elaborate more on this.
Okay, hold on, back to the. Don't worry about this. This fine is.
Oh my god. Okay, so I'm trying to understand what you mean because I still haven't. Maybe I'm just. Let's pretend that it's just because I'm a retard because I am. Okay, so I have still not understood pressure versus tension, and I still think pressure is unidirectional and tension is bidirectional. So, but I think we can use the whole zombie horde situation as an example. And we can debate this even though I've had a bit to drink, and this is a horrible idea. Pressure would be, okay, we have to get out of this house, but we're surrounded by zombies. But do you think that's equivalent to tension? Like in that situation, how would you define what's happening?
Pressure is tension. I'm kind of trying to make the point that if you have a certain situation that builds and doesn't just switch to another situation, you can feel the weight of that increase in tension. Like you can have tension from a multiple different sources happening all the time, and you won't. I would say you won't feel it as much as if you kind of have a set of similar tensions that like build. AKA, you could be in a haunted house and you can be walking around and you could keep bumping into one of these monsters like every so often, and they could get more aggressive, but each time you're encountering like a different enemy, But if it was like you're constantly bumping into more and more zombies in a situation, I'm trying to say that would actually build more pressure, even though it seems like it would be boring because it's the same shit. You know what I mean? I'm kind of making an argument for not always having to make everything super contrasty, because you can have this kind of like building tension that I'd call pressure.
Yeah, you can. With the graveyard argument, would a character walking through a graveyard and bumping into increasing monsters, that's building tension, but what if, because I'm viewing it from the point of view of the viewer, the audience, and because I think that's what matters. What if, do you think that what really matters is in that situation, the audience might feel tension but not pressure if the character wasn't well established? We don't really care about what happens. So because if we care about this character getting through this graveyard, then that's a lot of pressure. Like, we want the story is giving you pressure. We want to get the graveyard. That's that's unidirectional. But the tension is between the character and the zombies. But if you don't care about the character, the audience won't feel the pressure, but they'll feel the tension. Does that make sense?
I agree. Like, obviously, if you have a character that you care about and you apprehend the consequences that character would suffer if they don't, hold on to, if they don't achieve what they need to achieve, you know what I mean? Like, you apprehend the consequences more if you care about the character who's about to face them.
Right.
So I agree.
Okay. We might roughly agree or not, but just we're phrasing it very differently. I'm just going to go with that. Michael Dicho, I don't think we need to introduce more terminology. Let's not. But thank you.
Suspense is a type of tension that you might call pressure.
Oh, Simply Green has a interesting comment. In general, the character is in tension when seeing a monster, but not under pressure until the monster notices them.
Okay.
That's interesting. So the opposing story elements being introduced are, I think, with the graveyard and the zombie situation and between this monster thing, we're coming to something that definitionally at least makes sense to me. I'm sorry, I'm a little slow. With just two opposing elements existing, that creates tension, but the viewers caring about which direction it goes in, that builds pressure for both the audience or the character. Like when the clash starts happening, when you have to move like that, just like you had a good point about the moving in one, you get what I mean.
Direction.
I do. But also, I'm kind of worried that you didn't get the joke, Irene, and I want to let you know that me throwing a fit wasn't actually me being annoyed. It was actually part of the presentation. I wasn't actually angry.
You were totally annoyed. I'm very offended. How dare you hold on to this forever?
I gotta break the tension. I gotta break the pressure within me, because it was definitely a joke, and all of these slides were just made to never actually be addressed.
No, I'm taking everything very seriously, and I'll never forgive you.
Why would Bob Monkhouse make the best James Bond? Doesn't make sense. Silly slide.
Some person got it.
Good. I'm glad someone got it. It wasn't a cover. Wait. I gotta diffuse this tension. Look at the points being made. Look, the first one says this is the first point. The second is talking about the second point. Obvious. This is about fucking Hollow Earth. Never mind.
Where are we talking about Hollow Earth?
Now we're talking.
I just wanted to make some silly slides that people would pause the video to look at, but
Wait, audience is a different color.
Yes, which doesn't create pressure because that's a contrast, I guess.
It creates impact, though.
It does. Yeah, it makes impact, which then hopefully sets the pressure. Anyway, so Irene did a wonderful job last week drawing stuff for the thing, so I thought I'd draw stuff for the thing too. So I have two different versions of a scenario, and this is where I want to illustrate the concept of dramatic irony
and how it learned,
and how it creates pressure in the audience which is a form of tension, but I guess Irene might just say that this is just tension. So we could totally just say this is about tension. We could, but let's explore the tension, not the pressure, created by these two different situations and which one is greater, right? So like this might be the actual difference in our understandings, Irene, between tension and pressure, right? Because I would say the pressure in the audience is like bigger, and I would call that pressure, but you're saying the motivations for the character is like actual pressure. But anyway, in the first one, we got Connell, the first frame, he's like looking at some cages, some monsters have clearly escaped. He looks concerned at his map. You know, he's feeling.
I thought that was the Roman Parthenon. Or is it Greek?
And he must be really fucking big if that's
Might be Greek. Yeah,
is that what it looks?
Very far away.
Parthenon is Greek.
But yeah,
Go
look,
on.
Connell, he already understands the dangers. He looks at the map. He knows what he's got to do. And then in the last one, he moves ahead anyway, despite knowing the dangers. So he feels pressure in himself. The character is feeling the pressure, right?
Wait, how are we reading this?
It's two separate examples.
Pages,
It's
okay.
three panels for each example.
Alright.
That's understandable, right?
A good example, yeah. Well,
Oh,
So then, did you get it? Wait, I can't. Phil, do you get it though? You know the on the left, there's 3 panels. They're one story. They're one mini story.
so
And
he's
then the
worried in the first one, and he goes forward into this cave.
Yeah,
because he's worried.
The dangers are illustrated for him before entering the danger.
But now I can't unforget that the cages were dangerous when you asked me to read the second one.
why
Well,
can't you
this-
just read it like it's a new comic?
Well, I already know that the cages are dangerous because I read the first one the first time.
No. In the
Pretend it's-
second one, he doesn't notice the cages, so the audience sees the source of tension, but Carnal in the world doesn't. It's like when you know who the murderer is in a murder story, but the characters don't. That kind
Oh,
of
it's
kind of
Dramatic
irony.
Dramatic
Yeah, dramatic
irony.
irony.
So in the next one, Connell's looking at the map, right? And then he's happy because he's about to go and look for the treasure. Then in the last panel on the right,
Oh.
we notice the danger, but he doesn't. So the pressure is now within us as the audience and not Connell, the character. Right?
Would you? And that's true. I think both of these
Yeah.
things could exist from the point of view of both either the audience or the characters, and how you present it. It just depends on how you want your story to come across, right?
Yeah. What kind of feeling do you want to create in the audience? And my argument is that like you can have this feeling of constantly building pressure if you kind of do the second one more. Like the audience will feel the pressure, whereas the first one is just the character going through it. Like it's in you, the viewer, in the second one, and so you
Right. It's like choosing the start chat. You guys are hilarious today.
this is fucking great.
You guys are great.
I'm so
It-
happy.
It's like picking different narrative points of views, like first person, whatever, or like omnipotent, whatever. It's the same sort of choice regarding the two. That's probably like a similar choice to which option you choose here. Like, does the character know about the danger or not? Do you want the audience to know everything, or do you want the story to be told from the point of view of the characters? Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, so I suppose it's funny because whilst we've been arguing the definition of the word pressure, I think you've been making the argument for the first one because that's the character feeling the pressure, right? They understand the consequences, but they push forward anyway.
No, I think it could. No, not necessarily. Pressure can be both either the character or the audience. I mean, the audience feeling the
Okay.
pressure is a must, but whether the character feels it or not is optional.
Okay. Cool. Well, I've made a rhythm for pressure on the next slide. You guys ready?
Is this a
You
song?
guys ready? Yeah.
Wait,
a
rhythm is a pressure?
This is way too much text.
Rhythm is a
Okay, next
pressure.
slide.
Why did
so-
good? But why did you just take those 3 panels and just made those 3 pages, and this would have been so much easier?
Yeah, I should have done. I failed once again. Next slide. So,
Here's a narwhal diagram.
yeah.
Narwhal is going
here's the
to
thing.
not join, even if he was free right now.
Noel should be here right now
hell
because
is this?
he wanted to make an argument for why the story circle sucks. We brought it up a bunch of different times. Rini is right. Yes, whatever she said was right. But look, I wanted to apply that. Don't give in. I like when they fight me.
I like a good fight. What is this? Oh, you're doing the hero's journey. All right, explain.
Well, I'm just trying to illustrate the pressure, and how it's initiated by impact. So that in the story circle, you've got like the impact of the inciting incident, and then which is like the revelation of that there's pressure in play, that there are things to be uncovered. The character is no longer in comfort. They're under tension right now, and then it kind of like builds, and there's more little reveals that build the pressure on the character, kind of little lightning bolts to the, and then there's eventually a release when it gets resolved.
The
then-
pressure releases.
Yeah, and in Connell, it's a real big moment when the pressure finally releases in this particular book for this particular
That's exciting.
character.
Yeah, can't wait.
But yeah, so I've drawn a little diagram of it happening. Like you can see the change in the character as the pressure builds within them. It's like they'll enter an area of safety, but then there's establishment of threat, increased threat, and each time he's like it's more and more as he's getting beaten off up the.
Beaten
by the-
off?
Being
Yes.
what?
But they're hitting him away. He's been beaten away.
off.
He's been beaten off.
Not.
Yeah, that's
Freudian
what that
slip.
means. That's what that means, right? He's getting beaten
No.
off.
Not in America.
No, is that an Americanism?
Yeah.
I guess I just don't understand
You mean
American
wanked.
Beating
idioms.
off means cranking one out.
No, you mean wanked. In America, wanked means
That's
You know
Freudian slip there.
punched.
You know the guy that made the Willy Wonka experience that everyone was the meme du jour like last week or last month?
Oh,
I saw,
Yeah.
oh, that was hilarious.
Old
Yeah.
news. Yeah,
saw-
that was in Sweden or something.
I saw a news
was
article of the guy saying it ruined his life, and like he'd published like 50 AI generated books on Amazon or whatever in like the last year, and then like his love of his life left him. But yeah, he said that everyone was calling him Willy Wanker now.
Like that.
You deserve it. I wish I was that shameless. My God, what a con artist.
To publish like 50 AI books. But anyway,
Just rip people off. Anyways,
just
integrity.
beat people off. So building pressure will make the final release more and more epic, make it excruciating, poke and twist and crush and boil far beyond what the audience is comfortable with, and they will feel fully united with the heroes. So basically, in this presentation right now, I'm the villain, Phil and Irene are the heroes. The pressure is building, and so much so that when this presentation finally ends and I get fucking owned, you'll be united with them and it'll feel great. Like that's basically the gestalt of what I've been trying to get across. And it worked out. It was perfectly meta.
Someone will vomit. That's all I know.
And look, you can even flip the thing upside down and imagine it's like a character being like pushed lower and lower by, you know.
Oh, by
That's right.
beating him.
Getting beaten lower.
Right. Tragedy or comedy.
Isn't that yeah, I'm kind of saying that if you can almost torture the audience with untold amounts of mental taxation in the form of pressure that is a form of tension in a story,
Yeah.
that like when the hero finally does relieve the tension by taking action, you will be so happy. Like you will fucking love that character. You'll be so, you know.
I think not disagreeing with that. I think that for a certain type of protagonist that works, but also, so what I've been working on for Fiendish is my antagonist, which hasn't been revealed yet. I've realized I need to make them more imposing, and I've come up with all these bunch of ways to do that recently, and that is a way of creating more tension / pressure. I don't care anymore in the story, and I've realized that stories that do that very well, I enjoy. Because I was rereading FMA, I mentioned this, and I realized the stakes get so high in that comic that you start, as a reader, not being able to figure out how they're going to get out of the situation, how the protagonists are going to win, and that is the best stake to be in. And as the audience, being put in that situation, you're made to care about the protagonist, but then you have this tension of they're completely being pushed down, even though they are actively trying to push back against the antagonist. How are they going to get out of it? It seems hopeless, but they figure out a way to win. And it's best when it's done in a way that the audience can't predict. It's not predictable, but it all falls together and makes sense. That is really good storytelling. So that's what I've been trying to do. And I think that relates to balancing tension and pressure and creating it an enjoyable storytelling experience.
I agree.
With
Yeah.
those factors.
Like I would say if the way that the villain would keep fucking with the heroes in a way, like you can do it in a way where it's like the audience becomes irritated with the villain, not just the characters. Like you start saying, could you just kill this person who hasn't been revealed? Like, could you just take them off the table with no I'm not using any language that indicates anything about the character currently.
Yo, we got Narwhal in the chat.
Yeah,
Hey,
he says,
Narwhal,
"Yo."
come save us, please.
Narwhal will be the hero.
no.
If he will be the hero. If he comes in at the right time, he'll be the hero. So let's hurry up with the rest of the presentation.
Hey!
No! You blue balled all of us from Narwhal saving this show.
I stole the moment from,
Well, you
or
sure
did I?
Oh my god.
You subverted expectations, which is even worse.
In the exact same way
You did a
that I
fake
did
out.
last
Now the
presentation I did. So I'm building pressure through.
No, now you're just gonna make the audience hate you because you subverted expectations and it wasn't built up. So
This is my version of sucking blue milk from an alien's tits. That's what he does, right? Anyway, this isn't really a point. This is actually, remember the horror one that I did? There were like a bunch of like ways of building tension in the horror genre and I readdressed some of them in this. So I've got like enemies growing larger in size or number / ability, which is like zombies or Power Ranger enemies when they get really big. Space maneuvered through gets tighter. Weapons start running out of ammo. Tools break. Social circle shrinking. Be it with people getting picked off, or people start to distrust you and stuff. Like you actually start feeling alone and isolated. The pressure of isolation. And then there's like countdowns, which isn't just ticking clocks. Things like, it's a romantic comedy, and the guy is really trying to fix the relationship, and he's running out of chances. And he's used 2 of them, and he's got 1 left, or else everyone's going to leave the show. Limited availability via injuries. Vital resources like oxygen diminishing, increased or decreased temperature, tiredness, limited visibility, and more difficult terrain. Just, things taken from the horror presentation I already did.
Yeah,
and
little obstacles.
well done.
There you go.
The end. Hey.
The real end. The real.
Is that the real
Well, funny you say that, because yes, it is.
I feel so relieved
The pressure is released,
and relieved.
right? It was excruciating.
It was apprehended before. Like I was apprehending it.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of the what was that word? Conflict.
Anticipation.
And yeah,
what was it? Consequences.
We said a lot of words. Yeah, apprehension of consequences.
Yo, share this. I got this video that will remind you of apprehending consequences.
Bancroft says, I'm really feeling the tiredness right now. Very visceral. Exactly. It was visceral. You could
Me
feel
too.
it.
It was all intentional.
It was-
I don't know if I feel relieved.
Here you
now.
go.
I feel like
This
we
is the
didn't
relief.
resolve anything.
Stand aside. I must apprehend that mutant.
Hey, apprehend this.
Oh.
Is this one of the new words? Is apprehend going to be another one of the law
Callback.
terms?
Hey,
Wait.
apprehend this.
Okay. Jolly Greases, you were great. You made some good points. I think
I made a lot of great points. Great,
you made
not
a lot of
good.
good job,
You
Jay.
need to do a
Excellent
Gambit
points.
costume.
Just the best point. Go on, sorry.
Should I cosplay as Gambit at C2E2? What do you think?
Yeah, you
Let's
should.
ask. Let's
You
ask
passed her a bit.
if.
Oh.
Let's ask someone for their opinion.
Hey!
I really missed the whole
What's up?
thing. As soon as
Yeah.
I
You
came in, you guys.
barely missed it.
I-
Yeah. Would
I
you
do
like
have-
to
I've
relive
got
the presentation? Because I can leave and you can go through that again.
Let's just go back through the whole thing.
Narwhal, is you have a
So,
yarmulke
pressure.
on? Does Narwhal have a yarmulke on?
No, but for this convention, I wanted to not wear my beanie, so I bought some shoelaces and I weaved it into
What?
some kind of thing.
Oh, you got a,
Blow
you
this
got a
guy
shoe
up.
weave?
Blow
Yeah.
Narwhal.
Weave? The soul weave?
And it
You
holds
can
my
just
hair
get
out
a
of my
band-
eyes.
You can just get a bandana.
What is
But this
What are
this
you
is
doing?
like
Why?
this is a ancient spell, black and white, like the floor of the Black Lodge. If you guys know what I'm saying.
Why didn't you just get a bandana? It's like
That's
two
kinda cool.
bucks
What is
at
that?
CVS.
No, that's like a thing.
I feel like I'm doing crazy pills.
Why are you laughing so much at my
Because
weaving?
after this presentation,
It's
the
a
fact that
release
you
of tension.
wove shoelaces to make a bandana instead of just buying one is just
That's
amazing.
pretty cool. No,
I'm
that's
having
like
a
a
great
like
evening.
didn't the saints didn't the three wise men wear something like that when they brought Jesus the myrrh?
Gold, frankincense, and shoelaces.
Yeah, but
It's
no,
when your
you-
hair gets too long, it gets in your face, but you don't want to cut your hair, but you can't put it in a ponytail because it's not long enough. It's like
Oh, I
the-
hate
that. Yeah, right in the middle. So then you need something like this. So I was like, all right.
That's pretty cool.
And it's all like scratching your neck. I've been
What,
there.
what are you drinking?
Ginger beer.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
That's
That's
spicy.
that stuff's great, but it's also pretty bad for gout.
Oh, really?
You should drink
Yeah.
more of it.
Why? The sugar?
I shouldn't because I think there's already some effects going on from other stuff I've consumed currently, which is building a lot of pressure within me during this presentation.
And
Oh, you poor
pressure.
thing.
Wait, the pressure makes gout crystals. You know, it's like a diamond.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's a different. I think it's like a chemical reaction in the blood.
Well, that sucks.
So there we go.
That sounds.
But yeah,
good.
so you got physical and social pressures.
I'm gonna go find a snack.
Narwhal's arrival.
We're not doing it. We're not
Release
doing it.
pressure. You're not?
Yeah.
No, Narwhal's arrival released pressure because we were all stuck here like, what is the definition of pressure versus tension? And I'm here screaming, ringing like a crazy person for like an hour. And Narwhal's here like, look at my hair shoelaces. And it was like perfect. And now all the pressure is gone. It's awesome. Perfect. Well done. You saved us.
So nice. So it was another like debate over word definitions. I like that.
It
That's what I showed.
I swear I don't do this on purpose. It's just I have a problem. It was very well done, Jay. It was very, very well done. You argued your point well. It was a valiant effort. I just didn't get it.
You
Nice.
perfectly broke the pressure. You relieved the pressure at the end as hoped. So that it was actually it all went really perfectly. I'm very happy with today. Maybe I'm a masochist. Is that when you hurt other people or you like being hurt?
That's when you like it.
No, that's when you hurting yourself.
Yeah.
A little column A,
Are
a
you
little
guys-
column B.
Why would you-
TC, bring the tension
Okay, we
back.
don't
That's
even-
right. You might even miss it, but I do actually have a video which kind of like shows some of the stuff I was trying to talk about, like illustrates it as pressure from my favorite movie in the world. That isn't. I mean, my favorite movie is not another teen movie, but this is different. This is the movie Mouse Hunt.
Yeah, we can. That's cool. We can see this. We should also talk about tension and pressure in our stories, our books. I think that would be a cool follow up.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you know what? I'll pull that up. Who actually has an active campaign right now? Noel does for
Mhm.
an out
And
hotel.
it's been 3 days since I've had a sale. So and today at the convention, I actually had -1 sale
What? Someone came and refunded something?
because
In person?
I gave one book away to an actor that I'm trying to make a movie with. I was like, "Yeah, you familiar with my work? Take it as a gift." And I was like, "Oh, -1." But today was like meant to
Wait.
be a slow day. Today was the warm up. Tomorrow's the real day. But it won't be a crazy weekend. This is like a tiny con. But I just hope it's not as slow as today, maybe. But
Saturdays are usually the big day. You should be fine.
yeah, Friday, Saturday, and it's fun nevertheless. It was a pretty fun day hanging in with meeting with artists and everything. Like it was a good time.
I like the name of the con, Squatch Con, Sasquatch,
Yeah.
because it's in the Pacific Northwest. It's great.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not on Indiegogo.
Thank you for the links, Murumi. Much appreciated. Earthbound Grand Prix on Fund My Comic. Thank you for the links, Alex VRB. Everybody go back this now. Help Narwhal out.
Yeah, you re-killed an angel.
Help me
No.
redeem my self-esteem with a couple sales. Let's
Yeah,
do
we
it.
need to revive an angel. Back Grand Prix right now.
Well, there you go. Here it is. Grand Prix Part 2.
Nice.
Do you want to talk
Yeah.
about it?
Yeah, I'm lettering it now, and I kind of forgot what happens, and so I'm rereading it as I letter it. I'm like, nice. I'm like, oh, this is sweet. Oh, this is dope. So I'm excited. People will enjoy it. I don't know if this one, there isn't crazy pressure necessarily yet. That's not a feature, although that's there for everything a little bit. But someone in the chat said a foreign agent has a lot of pressure. That's one where like the whole point is the pressure, kind of.
Well, how do you establish pressure in that story, and how do you make it palpable for the audience?
Yeah, you know what it could be, like what you've said is like the car crash or whatever. It's like when the audience knows some like shit's gonna go down, but it's not happening yet, but they just know it and they just
The
feel it.
apprehension of consequences.
Yeah, and then it just gets more and more like, oh my god, this is not gonna end well. That feeling kind of, and it gets more and more and more. People call it. They say the term too. They go, it's a pressure cooker of a movie. A pressure cooker? Yes.
Perfect.
Irene, I like your glasses. Your glasses look like someone who would respond to a Craigslist ad for stomping on balls with stiletto heels, which is actually kind of, I mean that as a compliment. I feel like I almost made her throw up from laughing.
No, I didn't know whether to laugh.
You like
or cough.
you retched in the
No.
middle of that.
No, I
You
had
went,
to cough at the same extent. No, I had to cough at the same time. Thank you. They are real. I am actually half blind. I'm just not.
She
like
does
that.
actually step on people.
Well, no one has requested, but you know, I don't mind exerting power when I have it. It's nice. Let's move on.
Nice.
That's a wonderful reveal. So wait, whoa. And
Let's move on.
seeing as Phil
Who
isn't
puts
here,
ads for that? What the fuck? Okay.
I mean, I get.
Craigslist. Everything's on Craigslist, basically. I'm pretty
Okay,
sure.
I guess I don't look enough.
Include I think there didn't there used to be ads that were like I'm looking for a roommate. You don't have to pay me rent. All you have to do is have sex with me once a week.
What?
What the
Yeah.
fuck? Like,
That sounds like a trap.
I'm
That sounds
trying-
like kidnap dungeon
Yeah.
person talk.
Speaking of kidnap dungeon person, Fiendish 2.5. Oh no! Did this end? I'm bringing it up anyway because
Thank
it's
you
great.
for bringing
It
up my
ended-
campaign that ended last week, but I do much appreciate it because I do have updates because this is a fast-moving campaign. We're supposed to go to the Praetor tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, we're right on the cusp. The pressure is on. Do you feel the tension between the book and the printer right now? This tension that exists, that's creating the pressure. This is
which
like
will
a
get
demonstration of that.
released. It's almost like the pressure exemplified in image 2 of this presentation I did.
Very
Of
well
the
done. Prophetic.
building deadline. But yeah, like, oh, sorry.
it's
Yeah, it'll
fine.
definitely get off to the printer tomorrow.
Yeah, you can, but don't have an active campaign. This is why having the website is so awesome. You can still sign up for the email because, or you can order Fiendish 1 and 2. I'm sure everyone in chat has, hopefully everybody watching has back Fiendish 1 and 2 and has read it because they're awesome comics. But you can also pre-order them. They're currently being printed. There was some delays because I did a bunch of edits and I effectively did second editions of 1 and 2. So the previous order delivery printing date got pushed back, but they're currently being printed like as I speak. So we're going to be fulfilling real soon. And you can order 1 and 2 on the website. 2.5 isn't up on there yet, but I'll have it up for pre-orders as well. But anyways, the website is like a center of operations for Fiendish. I've got like a free preview. I've got merch, as you can see, and all kinds of other world building material. So you can always go here and have some fun when I don't have a campaign. So check it out. Thank you, everybody who backed 2.5. I really appreciate
Can you
it.
even
We did really
read
well.
the damn thing? Can you read pages of
can.
this one in here? Are they-
No, that just leads to the campaign. But when after the book fulfills, I will have a preview because I'm not going to post pages until, crowdfunding customers. I respect my crowdfunding customers. You guys always get the book first. And then after fulfillment is done, I post the previews and I start posting more pages on social media and stuff. But you guys know I'm good with my spoilers. I'm real secretive about stuff. And I'm not trying to be one of those writers that are like, ooh, like fake tension. I really just don't want to spoil stuff. So yeah, there you go. Check it out.
I'm looking for Phil's thing. But yeah, go sign up to the mailing list while you can and build anticipation for that next campaign, which might have 2 stories on it.
It'll be like forever. It won't be until what? January. But
Speaking
yeah.
of not until
Great.
January, the last page is
No.
3.
You don't have to wait till January. It's going to print Monday. Edited. Thoroughly edited.
You lost $11,000.
Yeah, what happened?
God damn it.
It's in
One-
fake money. It's in
Fine.
rebellion money.
Put it in Albanian Lex.
That's some contrast right there.
Noise.
It's in Kneeler money.
Wow, some countries have actually have strong currency. Ooh.
Damn. Page thrown. But this book is thick. It's a total of 110 pages. It's like 83, 82 pages of story. It's a bunch of awesome, cool extra content I put in at the end. But you guys can get it right now. Pre-order it. There's not going to be a lot of wait time. We're getting them printed next week. It's going to print the final version. Should only be like at most 2 weeks turnaround time, I believe. And then we'll be off to fulfillment, getting this all ready to get out to you guys. So check this out. I have a little thing to share. Some stuff from the end. I might have shown a
Oh,
little bit of this.
sharing. He's going
But,
to show a new page that he added.
No, that's not the new page I added, but this is kind of the back material stuff. So I did some bio pages, did some concept art and little notes from myself about working with these amazing artists and designers to bring all this crazy stuff to life. So you're also getting the story. On top of that, you're getting some look at the behind the scenes action. And yeah, I can't wait for you guys to read this stuff. I think that this is going to be some of the best work we've put out from Zade Comics. So definitely, if you guys haven't read any of this, the previous stories, you could get them in the collected version, which I have a copy of right here. They're already printed. So go on and grab them. And people, I know a lot of you have already backed. Thank you guys so much. This has been a hell of a ride putting it all together and getting these stories out there. So I can't wait to hear feedback from them. Thank you.
Is the little alien dude the like first sketches of Wastoid or something?
These guys here?
Were they unrelated?
No, so they are in the book. They're little like gremlins inside of her mind, and they attack Krim when he gets knocked out and sedated and locked up in her head. So they're like little minions of the king that is ruling her mind in the story. So they jump him, and basically it's a bunch of one type of monster that is attacking him. So it's more pressure. It builds the pressure in the scene as they overrun him and take him to their leader, King Loathe. And then
really,
these were some other little concepts for guys too.
Yeah, really pertinent to the presentation.
There's
those
Poignant.
drawn
pertinent.
Those drawings of Crimstone look fucking amazing. They look great.
Yeah, those were Ricardo's first kind of sketches where I'm like, I want to see you draw more of Krim. Basically tryout sketches for the comic, actually. Yeah, he killed it.
Speaking of killing it, God damn it! It was the perfect segue. You know what? Are you not done?
You did it.
No, I'm done. You killed it tonight, Jake.
Speaking of killing it, Connell the Barbarian finally may be laid to freaking rest. No, he's been brought to life, not laid to rest. He's been resurrected, not killed. Because I'm finally starting drawing it. You can go. Well, I mean, I've done the layouts. They better now. Do you want to see the character design I did today? Also,
Progress is being made.
Procrastinating on this topic. Yeah, baby. Yeah, look at them leggy. And look, yeah, it's
Show some hips.
Connell's canonical height has finally been disclosed. He's 4'9".
He's Danny DeVito.
Yeah,
That's
he's
a
a
nice.
little
You like when I really colored it up and everything. You do have Cardinal's character designs, not just Cardinal himself, but in the book, they are really creative. I'm sure you guys are gonna love it. I mean, it's hilarious. Like all the designs are really creative and funny.
She's
I'm
like
making
a
up for
potato.
being a contrarian this whole show. Jake.
she just happens to be 6'9".
Amazing. She reminds me of like a hot ginger
Thanks,
root.
Irene. Yeah, ever wanted to fuck a ginger root?
Yeah.
Well, because you will, believe it or not. Onion. Yes. Wait. There's actually. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I'm going to zoom in heavy on the crotch. I've been exploring. So you see how the shading was. So I kind of want to play with doing coloring that involves halftone patterns. So the shading will get converted to tones and applied in the colors.
That
And
horizontal dashing that might work better than the dot tones. So.
I love line. Yeah, I love line. I love lamp. I love line. But where's it? Check out how it looks on a hair. Like, and
Well, you might have less
I've done it
printing
with-
problems that way.
I've done it with the highlight and the shadow. So there's the shadows have their own lines.
Nice.
I don't
So
know.
is
know
that
what
just like a tone marker pen?
It's a Clip Studio.
Yeah. So that's just like a uniform tonal thing you could do, right? You could do like.
Oh, yeah,
just
you
tone
can-
dots.
You can
Line.
take any grayscale thing and just put it in you can put the tone effect on a folder and then just fill the folder with various grayscale stuff, and it'll just convert it to tones, and you can change all of the settings around it. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. It clips great.
But I'm thinking of using that for the colors. But yeah, you can go and sign up for Connell right now by going to bluedickx.com. And how does So the reason why I've been thinking about the word pressure is because I wanted to find ways to pressure the characters to get them motivated to actually do the things that initiate the scenes where like everything collides. And yeah, like I had some characters doing stuff and you didn't fully understand why they were doing it. You didn't understand why they felt the pressure to do it. And yeah, all I had to do was make it seem like they have the threat introduced that they would suffer consequences if they didn't, so they feel the pressure to then like go and do the stuff, which is pretty much the initiation of this entire drawn out painful. But it's because like the second half is constant pressure, like the whole scene that I can't even talk
crab
about.
scene.
Yeah, the crab scene. There's like Connell is constantly under pressure to try and hide something the entire time, but it's not hidden. It's definitely not hidden, but he's trying his best to
What
keep
might
it
that
hidden
be?
whilst having his hands preoccupied holding something up.
Nice.
But yeah,
What is
check
it?
it out.
Very filled, yeah.
Is that
There's
true?
a suit.
Screwing a
Mhm.
rutabaga against the law? That's what some person
Mhm.
said.
What is that? What are you talking about?
It's like a root.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, you can. Maybe I should on the campaign I should have customized ginger roots. For a wig on a fucking ginger root.
Yeah, you
Oh my
could
God.
whittle them.
you'd probably be surprised by how many people would pick that up. Like, you just ship them a ginger root. We don't do that. You'll get taxed to hell because it's like a food item.
If you're even allowed to do it. But where's the I'm
You gotta think
sure
about
there
these
is a
things.
where is the picture? There's like a picture of a root where like the meme is like damn she thick and it's the root vegetable.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen those, like, just weirdly wrong-looking
Yeah, okay, wait.
vegetables and roots and like carrots.
I would say it's right looking.
Yeah, ripe looking.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like
what
here we go.
kills it.
This is
Oh my god!
this might have been the
Oh.
inspiration for the character. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, this was it. Wow.
Extra
Inspiration's
thick right
everywhere.
there.
Extra thick. But she's right there. There we go. That's the character. That's a sheedling. She's look, if you see on the left hand leg, you even see the kind of like definition on the back of the musculature underneath the flesh.
Mhm.
Yeah, go sign up, guys, if you want to like fuck trees and stuff.
That's a great
Or
sales
not.
pitch. They'll totally really
Stand
get
up.
people to back your book.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do that.
No, Carnal is a wonderful fantasy comedy comic. I enjoy it, and if I enjoy it after you've seen how I behave on this show today, then you know it's really good. So go sign up.
Well, I forgive you because you were under a lot of pressure. You know what I mean?
I was under so much pressure. Yeah,
Anyway, should we
you
jump in?
successfully delivered.
So, should
Second
we jump
half?
into the second half and then like if we have time, I'll show you some of these
Second,
videos.
fourth.
Second, yes. Let's go to the fifth quarter of the show. And I'm gonna pretend that I was saving that FKA and not like I wasn't like high as a kite. and
Are you
I've been
high
so
as
bad.
We can. I started a couple other comments, but yeah, this is perfect now. So for people who don't know anybody who is new to our show, this is now the second half where we just kind of chill and talk and ramble, and this usually goes on until we're all too tired. I want to go to sleep. But yeah, we're gonna answer some
Alex.
chat questions, and this is
Shit.
perfect
Says-
because
There's a question.
oh yeah, Alex also has a
Mm.
meme that he makes every single time we do creative block. But I thought it would be cool for everyone to talk about pressure and tension or give some examples from our books. So I think this question would tie into that really well.
Yeah, so that's
I'll be right back.
FK. Let's still talk about something. Bye. So yeah, FKA 322 for $5. Now that's money. Did the echo work on the first bit, or is it broken?
No, it's good.
Okay, cool. Have you ever used anything you learned in these streams in your books? Yes, a lot of it, for me at least. Like the version of the pages I'm doing now are like way better. Even the things even you know what? Even deciding to think about stuff like the word pressure. I don't know. I'm considering things a lot more, and it is actually paying off. A lot of the stuff that we talked about is like getting applied to my book, which is great. God knows what it would have been like if we hadn't done the show.
Yeah, no, that's one of my favorite reasons to do this show is learning a bunch of things, are just like looking at creating different ways. You know, a lot of the episodes we did early on, like some of the ones that Narwhal hosts, and just things, how you look at character of what they want versus what they need as a character. You know, that is something that I really carry with me now in my storytelling. I actually wrote a lot of those key things down that I found really interesting and keep them really close to me at my desk here. Also, like those archetype things, I think, especially in this new Lost page with like Wastoid and Grimstone, talking about like a shadow character or like a mirror character that we went over early on. So those were really fun episodes. But yeah, all the time learning new stuff. That's why I try to listen to as many creators as possible. Like I was just watching this like X-Men Claremont documentary, and the Jim Shooter interview that John Zlonbox did was awesome too. Just ingesting a bunch of just tips from veterans. It's really interesting and key.
It would be great to have a show like this of people that knew what they were talking about.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's kind of
Kind of
documenting
know.
us figuring it out as we go a little bit. And it forces you to say stuff out loud, even if you're giving the presentation.
Yeah.
It forces you to think through your stuff a little more than you normally would. That definitely helps me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same. I remember like every time I do a presentation that isn't shit, it's because I actually like thought through something. And I forgot which one it was. The killing characters ones, I feel like I explored some stuff. I was pretty happy with that. But like a lot of concepts from you guys' presentations, have also changed the way I think about storytelling as well. The archetype stuff that Phil does and Narwhal talking about warm and cold storytelling, even though we argued our way through that presentation as well. That's kind of become the vocabulary of how we talk about stories, and it's kind of it's almost a metaphor for logic versus emotion in story, but a little different. And now I find myself thinking about, well, is the story more warm or cold? Am I presenting this in a way that I want the audience to feel? Is it like too warm or whatever? All that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Just the keeping it cold for a long time can make the warmth finally feel like a massive release of pressure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of almost, at least with the way I'm approaching Fiendish, I realize it's like, you know how a story should feel like that story, that world should feel like that world. So even if I'm writing a side story or a flashback or whatever, it should still feel like Fiendish. And I realize what I like to do is have the warmth kind of carry the tempo, but in the background is like the cold
gears churning, like the logic in the background, and then it all comes together at the climax. At least that's what I'm hoping to aim for. I'm working towards that.
So if Phil did answer, but yeah, Irina Norwell, have you actually used anything from the streams in your books? I suppose Irene did just answer, but
What about you, Narwhal?
yeah, what have you used?
I'm trying to think. I definitely still feel like I'm learning, which is good, and I'm excited about that. So I'm definitely like, listening to everything and trying to figure it out. Usually, if I'm starting a new writing project, I'll kind of be excited about exploring a little bit of like a writing kind of aspect of it. So this is a little bit different, but the one that I'm been thinking about lately is it came up from a recent discussion with Ken and Julius and Good Joe Catapano were on my channel. We were talking a little bit about manga being addicting, and Ken said it kind of came up. I don't know if he used this term, but the term came up as it's an embarrassment of riches, is what a manga story will be, where it's like any corner you look of the story, any character could get like a spin-off. Like, so the Lost Pages reminds me of this. Like, if you cut to any scene where someone, like, this might not be your story, but if you were to cut to them and check in on them, that would also be a good story. Like, that's kind of cool to try and think of. Like, it's kind of ties in with like world building, but it's like every little place you look, trying to make it
Well,
really
you make an IP that could be episodic, but you're doing the one story that gets explored, right? Like,
Sure.
Yeah.
if you like with the next big thing presentation, that was like how to set up a world and characters where you could do episodic stories, and you could just take a deep dive on like, oh, Bender's trying to steal the most expensive cigar today. Like, that'll be a great episode, right? And yeah, you get that embarrassment of riches from that, where every corner you look.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that comes like when you talk about like manga or anime, like each of the characters, they really put a lot of personality into even side characters, you know, and that really lends to maybe they're having fan favorite characters. Then there's a reason to explore those and do side stories or spin-offs or regular titles of that character. Like, that's happened so much in the past when American comics were actually booming, when you'd have the spin-offs like that. But that thing that really makes that is the characterization. I think that's why I love characters so much and feel that characters and characterization is one of the most important, if not the most important, things in stories.
Yeah, I think that is part of the success of manga, and it's and I've been trying to parse this because you notice a lot of American companies for like decades now, ever since manga started getting popular, you'll see American creators or companies trying to emulate the success of manga, and it's always very surface level. It's just like when Disney unnamed giant corporation buys an IP and tries to make sequels and ruins it because they're just copying the surface level characteristics instead of understanding what the themes are and why it's really successful. And I noticed that happening in the States. Not everything that's American manga or whatever. But anyways, I think what is so lovable about manga isn't, the art style or the big eyes or whatever. It's not the surface level stuff. It's that the characters it's almost like Japanese stories aren't afraid to get really emotional. And my impression, coming from not growing up in the States, coming here, was that, American comics tend to be very plot point, which of course plot is important, but there's not, like, the stories that I like when I moved here that I latched onto are mostly, it was Image and IDW books and indie stuff that was delved more into the characters. I don't know if in the past superhero comics had more character, but recently, certainly, like, I can't tell one character from the other.
Right.
It's very cold to, like, the plots don't make sense to begin with, but the characters also aren't there. So what is there to latch onto? Because the audience cares through caring about the characters.
Yeah. And I've known that, but really realizing it of how much the success of the X-Men that was. You know, I'm reading X-Men from the start of Chris Claremont's run, and there's beats that are, Cyclops and Jean Grey just talking in the lobby of a hotel, and then they have a kiss. There's these emotional, deep character connecting moments outside of the action that really make you connect with these characters. And Claremont was not afraid to put that in there. It's probably why that book was so successful for, the 15-year run that he had on it, because he made the audience care about these characters emotionally and care about who they were under their masks, and that raises the stakes when Juggernaut is dangling them off of a cliff. So that's something that I want to push even further in my stuff. I was just watching Mark Miller's interview he did with Joe Quesada today, and he brought up an awesome point. It was a story he told about a conversation he had with Stan Lee when Joe Quesada was editor-in-chief, and he called up Stan Lee for advice on his Marvel Knights program, and he asked Stan, what is the formula for the perfect Marvel character? And Stan went on this big bombastic tirade of picture this Spider-Man standing on the corner of a building in the concrete jungle of New York, and he whips out a ribbon of web across the city and swings off into the distance. And then how's that sound for you? And Joe's like, oh man, that's great. You really painted a picture there. He's like, no, that's not what it's about. It's about who's under that mask. It's about the kid who is risking it all to protect the city, and who loves him and who he loves and what he'll risk for the people that he loves, the city that he loves. It's about the person under the red and blue. It's not about the red and blue, So awesome. the characters that us as humans connect to under the mask, with superhero storytelling.
It's so funny that the language around, they use the word mantle, it's just a mantle, pass it on, is the actually antithesis of that point of view, right? Which can indicate why things have got so bad.
Right, it's just a name or a costume, but you can't pass on a character's personality unless they don't understand characterization, and everybody that they write has the same personality.
Right, and that's what Peter Parker makes Spider-Man, and if you change the person wearing the mask, the character is going to change, and then it's a new character. But yeah, it was a great interview. You should watch that Mark Miller interview.
Nice.
Cool.
One thing that I've been trying to think about that's hard to get to the bottom of is super relatable stuff. And I almost want to have a list, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head. But I can think of one sort of right now. It's because I feel like manga does that too. They'll get so relatable where it's almost like how a joke in stand-up comedy works, where everyone starts laughing because it's just so relatable or whatever. And they're kind of hard to think of, these super relatable things. But one of them is if you're in a competition with someone and they cheat to beat you and then they win, and how shitty that feels. We all can relate to that. Whether or not we've even been in that position, we all just know. I feel like you viscerally know that feeling, and you can almost literally feel it or whatever. So it's the most relatable thing. So manga will just use it heartlessly almost. They're throw it in there, kid. Put it in the story because we're gonna get them in the fields fast.
Well, even Chainsaw Man, his entire motivation is he wants to touch a boob.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I didn't find Chainsaw Man's character motivation mind-blowing, but I'm not a guy. I guess that's great motivation for guys.
Is it a good manga?
I would say the it's good, but it's very like plot and concept. So what's interesting about Chainsaw Man, at least from when I read it, my impression was the storytelling was very compressed for manga. It was all like, let's get to the point, da 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 da, and the concept was really cool. I honestly didn't find the characters very manga-ish. They didn't delve into the characters as much, so it was strange, but a really interesting concept. It's my takeaway.
They kind of created a gap where you didn't really know much about the characters, but you still felt like there was supposed to be something there, so you anticipated it being revealed in the future, which is part of what kept you going. Like you can delve into characters sometimes, but if it's like there's a lot of cultivation of mystique when it comes to the characters in Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, I think I was. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It can come off pretentious if you do it badly. But
Right.
it does it, in my opinion, well enough.
I think they did it well, but in the end, not that much was revealed about the characters, and I honestly didn't end up caring that much about most of them.
The first 10 volumes were just the first half of the overall story, and now it's in like the second half of it. Like I think I've up to volume like 14 now, but I'm waiting until the second half's finished, like it gets to 20 or whatever. And I'm hoping there'll be a lot more reveals. Like, yeah, you get to like the end of volume 10, and to be honest, there's still a lot of questions. But they do enter a new space that does build anticipation for the second half of the series. So yeah,
Right.
hopefully you don't get blue balled on the whole thing. But I think
Chainsaw Man is weird.
well, a part of Chainsaw Man is like it has a good. All of that guy's work just creates a certain feeling that you probably couldn't recreate or distill into simple words. It's like the shot choices, the way the art style, like even the art style itself, the roughness of the lines kind of feels like Chainsaw-ish because they're kind of like not neat and clean, right?
Sure.
Yes. Yeah. What's interesting is almost said One Punch Man. No, Fire Punch was drawn before Chainsaw, and what was interesting, I think that Fire Punch is somewhat inspired by Blame because I see similarities in the character designs and a lot of other elements, especially the ending. I think the writing in Chainsaw Man is a lot better. Both Chainsaw Man and Fire Punch have really cool concepts. I think this the writer's I can't remember his name, is a really good world builder, like concept builder. And in Chainsaw Man, it's almost like he just decided, well, let me go like really bare bones, just get to the story, go with a rougher, simpler art style than Fire Punch, and just like get to the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's good, but it's not like amazing.
I would say it wasn't like mind blowing, but it was good.
I would even say Fire Punch was way better until that annoying director character came in and I stopped reading.
Oh, I
The whole
hated the
thing-
director character.
I
Like the whole idea
couldn't
was
get
cool,
through
but
it.
that was an annoying fucking character.
It made me
Fire
stop
Punch was
reading the
really-
series.
Fire Punch. Okay, I won't spoil it, but it was good until I hated the ending. Like the ending was like there were so
That means
many
I
ways
might
to
love
end
the
it.
ending.
It was like we've been leading towards this one direction, and then let's go in a totally different direction. Like it was like Vinland Saga, the whole let's pivot against the original plot, but there's no resolution after you pivot. It was very annoying.
Was there a tonal shift though? Because we talked about that before, like the beginning of Up versus the rest of Up. It's like two completely different tones.
Yeah.
And you care more
Yeah.
about the opening sequence than the rest of it is like what? Kid and a dog running around a fucking island? Who gives a shit?
And
Does
Vinland
it have a-
Saga has this problem with a lot of readers too. I talked to so many people that are like, "Oh, Vinland Saga is boring now," because what they were sold is this action and revenge-driven story. And sorry, spoilers, that changes. And I find the continuation interesting, but it's not quite as entertaining because it's not just like action all the time. Angry Boy kills people, and Fire Punch does that, but with even less excitement after the change.
Well, you know what? Is it One Piece where a different arc will start and they'll go into a completely different direction like they'll enter a whole different world and the rules will change. Just that's something people have said, right? Because I haven't read it, but does that happen?
I don't know. I haven't read it either.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think One Piece does these huge arcs where it's one awesome story that's just super awesome, and then they finish it and then they just start over again. I think the guy
But-
Oda.
Yeah, my question would be, if the tone stays the same, I bet you can do that and it doesn't feel too different. You know what I mean? But if the tone shifts, then you feel like you're reading something actually different. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like if it starts as a
Yeah,
horror, then
What
it
would
turns
you
into a
want? What's
comedy.
The goal
Yeah.
is to make them not feel like it's different, right? Or do you want it to feel like it's different?
I think
I
people
don't think
come to a particular series expecting a certain type of feeling, but
Oh,
to still be
yeah.
surprised. So if you change the tone, you change what they're feeling. So they'll almost be like blue balled.
Right. It's like the whole why doesn't new Star Wars feel like Star Wars? Well, it's because the themes aren't there, have changed, or there's just no theme at all now anymore. And that's the problem. It's not just the visuals are different. Like the visuals being consistent helps, but if the theme is completely changed and you didn't set it up, it's like imagine the Red Wedding, but you didn't set it up. That's kind of what a huge tonal shift in a story can do. You can Game of Thrones it, the TV show.
It's like if every movie just becomes Guardians of the Galaxy, everything just suddenly has the same tone and it doesn't have their unique tone.
Subverting expectations, because that's good storytelling.
Goliath?
No, it's not.
I have some videos that like are from one of my favorite films about the whole pressure thing, and would you wanna watch one? We can watch one and then see how you feel, and you guys could stop it, but I just wanted to they kind of illustrate the building pressure, the building tension and the anticipation of consequences. Shall I pull them up?
Sure.
Just one.
Okay.
If it's that old guy talking about writing again, I'm leaving.
Phil, he has a hat that says playwright. He's allowed to say.
Oh,
He's allowed to go on and on and on and on and on.
That's
and on.
There you go.
Callback.
Just wear a hat, and Jake will listen to you.
Yeah. This is a hat group.
Mouse
Anyway,
Hunt movie clip. Okay. Oh, look at that little mousy mouse. Oh.
This is with Nathan Lane.
more like Nathan Lame.
I
Nah,
see-
he's really
I've
really
seen him
good.
live off Broadway, playing
A
Gomez
movie about
Adams.
a mouse?
and Adams.
Yes, you should watch it. It's great. Oh, you're in it.
Yeah. Looks like my cousin.
So the impact
Oh.
the impact of the nails.
Oh no! This is so dramatic.
How many nails we have to put in this wall?
And that just so
What are
many
they
nails.
putting in? Oh.
How many
That's not how you do
mice were
face
killed
porn.
making this movie?
Like that.
Hopefully
I-
zero.
This is funny.
Look, the tension! The tension! Ah! The apprehension of consequences! Ah!
Damn.
Hey, it's that guy.
Oh.
Yeah, that
I
guy's
am
from,
so
Something About
upset
Mary.
over multiple things.
Do you want to see
First of
another
all-
one? Do you want to see another
Oh.
one? 'Cause it
that
felt
face for
good.
isolation.
How many times have you seen this movie, Jake?
A couple. You know when I said about the mental tax and like get people to be begging, like feel so much pressure that they're begging for it to end. When I watched this with my mom, towards the end of the film, she's just kept on saying out loud, "This is too much. I can't watch this anymore." And it's like about a fucking mouse.
Have you guys really felt that before about a movie? Like it's or a story?
It's
Like,
been-
oh, it's just too much.
If you watch Mouse Hunt, I would be interested to see. It can get excruciating, the
Never felt
pressure
that
towards
way.
the end. Like,
Okay.
yeah, well, okay, the last arc of of Prison School, definitely. So, are you okay?
Yeah.
Should we watch this one too?
Oh, yeah.
Should we feel the pressure?
This is already anxiety inducing.
A lot of the same thing, all of the same trap around. They put him down for the mouse.
Perfectly still. This is it.
Apprehension of consequences.
Mm.
Oh
They also
yeah,
keep-
that's. Oh.
They also keep bringing back the
Aw.
same audio motif because the same sound builds every time. Ah!
Look at that little guy. You go. Yeah.
You think that mouse is still alive?
Yeah.
This is take 13, and they killed 12 mouses.
Yeah, how many
Pretty sure
takes did that
that's
shot?
CGI.
What? They didn't have CGI back then.
That
I
was
mean, yeah, that's a
CG.
very well trained mouse.
They didn't have CGI back then. This is 19.
No, it's a real mouse, right?
I don't know when this
No.
was made.
This is the era where they took CGI seriously, and they do the thing where you have to alternate, so you can never use CGI like that. CGI, you can never use
What
two in
was-
a row. Like that's real.
Yeah. How did? How many years before Stuart Little is this?
Your siblings like golden in the morning. Cheese tires them out. They need fruit for energy.
If you,
Oh no, that's awesome. Oh, that's
Do you feel the
awesome.
pressure? Do you
Yeah.
feel the pressure?
Oh, it's the same mouse from the Green Mile. That's...
There you go, the release of pressure.
they start rolling into them.
that's pretty great.
The rolling is a bit retarded, but it does make it finish well.
Oh,
But yeah,
there's two idiots trying to catch a mouse is the movie. Okay.
it's basically kind of like Tom and Jerry, but with like two guys.
Okay.
One of them's Nathan
Yeah, I
Lane.
think I'd enjoy it. That is pretty funny. Yeah.
So you
Even
enjoyed
in
the build up of
America, you
tension.
just have a shotgun and just I wouldn't shoot the little mouse. It was cute. Cute little mouse.
So we don't have to play the third one, but there is a third one, and this one isn't as good. This is like the last bit, but someone's edited it together. So it's supposed to be interspliced with like an auction happening that's like also building in tension, but
She said that's what it's like watching the show.
exactly though. Perfect.
Okay.
Kind of. That was this episode. These clips is what I tried to aim to create in this particular episode.
Is that water?
Why he's got more slides? But all the slides say the same thing.
$21 million from the gentleman from Japan. Any advance on 21? 22 million, that's my last offer.
I'm trying to sell the house, by the way.
That's my life offer.
22 million.
With the Birkin.
Look at the little guy!
25 million.
Yeah, let's just watch the whole movie. That's right.
Well, you're not gonna watch it in real life, so
No, I won't.
Oh, the moose is
What the
crying.
fuck is happening? The walls are flooding?
The water is building.
25 million.
Oh, the walls are flooding.
They put the water in the walls to like flush out the mouse, and then the thing came off the tap.
These are the dumbest homeowners I've ever seen.
Oh, the release!
Nice.
I don't know if that's like a release of. Okay, I'm just gonna argue everything.
I mean, it literally was a release.
It was, but also you knew what was already going to happen. There was
You were apprehending it.
A demonstration
Yeah, you were apprehending it. It's more like a sense of dread. Than
Hey,
release, I think.
apprehend this.
It was excruciating, right?
Yeah, that reminds me when you're talking about pressure. I forgot, but it's every Safdie brother movie. So they did Good Time and they did Uncut Gems. Those two movies in particular
Oh,
are just like
I hate Uncut
Really
Gems.
wants us to be struck.
yeah, they're just the most pressure cooker movies. Those.
Yeah, I suppose the feeling I got when watching Uncut Gems is the pressure, but I was like, fuck this. Fuck this guy. I hate this guy. Fuck off.
Remember when his
Oh,
eyes
yeah.
became really big? When he sees
the
the
film?
gem for the first time? And his eyes
No.
get cartoonishly big?
No.
Did they
Yeah.
CGIs?
It's CGI eyes, and his eyes get big. They go, "Woo."
CGIs, CGEOEs.
And when I saw that, I'm like, what? Did
CGIs.
someone edit that wrong? What the hell's going on in this movie?
Oh, the stream finally got taken down. Yeah, I wondered. We were getting away with so much.
Oh, really?
We were
Uh,
getting away with it.
Oh,
Dale
the
Drake.
mouse won.
what is it? No, it's only down for like a couple minutes, right?
I mean, it's still currently
Yeah,
down
'cause
right
it says
now.
we're still live. That's weird.
Yeah, it comes back.
Did you get a strike?
We'll come back.
Hopefully not.
Stream
Uh,
suspended for policy.
I always
Well,
get a
good
strike
job.
because of the. In
Good
fact,
job.
the one time I didn't use the video that gives it as a strike, I got one, and the video that usually does it is where is it?
Yeah, play it
Here's-
right
here we go.
now.
Yeah, that usually tells me I can't make any.
Is that
money.
like a Sting song or something?
I warned you that mouse was evil. No, it's that guy.
Phil Collins?
Yeah, Philly C.
I never heard that song before you played it.
Wow, the stream is still down.
Not one of his best songs.
Yeah, it's a couple of minutes. It's a couple, like 3 whole minutes.
People are saying the tension is rising.
Exactly, we did it. We're building the
You
pressure.
can't
about
just
pressure.
have stuff, just
Talk about
anything
pressure.
happening that's. Oh, this is too broad of a topic. And okay, all right, I'm gonna complain later.
It's this
No,
is
please complain now.
This is
This
sarcasm.
killing
I
me.
sense sarcasm.
Are you
I hope
oh,
it
people
will
come-
last.
I don't want to say. I don't even ask a question before we come back. Come
What
on,
if
this
we
is a
never
true.
come back?
Okay, we're finally fucking back.
Oh, we're back. We're back.
Are we back?
Pressure.
Oh,
We're
we're back. Oh, finally. Good job.
Guys, did you feel the
Yay.
pressure that was purposefully created by getting a copyright strike and having
This
to
is the
hold you
most-
in suspense?
I'm finally
masterful-
starting to understand pressure in your definition just equals annoyance.
Oh
Right.
my god. No, this is
Kinda.
Jake.
And when it
Kinda.
ends, it's
You-
released.
Jake did a masterful
We're
layout.
back.
He constructed a whole presentation, including videos to get his channel struck and the stream taken down to build pressure. That is a contrast to the stream that was up, but then it was down, which is a contrast. It creates impact, created pressure. People in the chat were roaring.
See, look at all the
Yeah.
comments per second we got. Look, we got a good interaction because of all this. It was great. Look, it was too much pressure. Something about the mouse winning.
You planned it all out just as you
Amazing.
planned. It's all within your calculations.
Life found a way.
Yes.
Pressure.
So. we're gonna
Fact
have-
hunt.
David Bowie would be proud.
Pressure. Pressure. You know a good pressure in a comic? There's a Daredevil one. I think it's Daredevil Born Again, where Kingpin
Kingpin.
finds out his secret identity and starts effing with his life, kind of. And they have a scene where everything coalesces. Though there's like the girl goes to Foggy and she starts hiding from him, but then her crazy ex-boyfriend is trying to kill both of them, and that's cool because that's like a kind of a crazy thriller plot that could be just in any, like, it's already really entertaining. This is kind of like embarrassment of riches kind of thing. And then also Kingpin hired like a mercenary badass dude to come get Daredevil, and then Daredevil and that guy end up fighting in the same building, and all the shit happens all at once, and it's like really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, speaking of, I guess I'm thinking of like examples of pressure and all that in comics. I was just reading this chapter of FMA. It was like 80 something, 87, or I don't remember, but I did a podcast on it and immediately forgot. But it's this chapter where Ed and Al are fighting. Most of the homunculi have been revealed, and they're fighting Pride. There's no way I can explain this without spoiling it, but they're fighting this one character that has shadow powers, and it's like this eldritch creature, basically in the form of a child. But anyways, shadow powers, and the fight, the tension and the pressure is very well done in the fight because they're fighting in these woods near this town, and for some reason, I have just like slight critiques for how the powers work, but it's like if this character who has shadow powers, if everything is in darkness, then he can't use his powers. He needs to have both light and shadow. So light needs to exist, and then he can manipulate the shadows. So there's this pressure from the town nearby. Ed cuts the power to the town, like all the lights, so they're in darkness, and it's kind of to keep the town safe. But they have this pressure before the council, who don't know what's going on. Before they turn their power back on, they have to defeat this villain within that time pressure. And then there's all this other stuff about, like logistics and everything. It was really well done.
That's really cool.
So yeah, I think that's something I'm trying to do more going forward. Like using the environment more in fights and in conflicts, especially in fight scenes, thinking about what environment the fight takes place in, and having the characters interact with it in smart ways, having it all.
Well, I mean, even just having involving the space more, even in a talking scene, like if there's a moment when like a character is going to turn back to another one and make a point whilst they're walking through a scene, like if they're standing on top of a rock as they turn around, so they're like above them, making that point, the physicality of the scene can reflect the feeling of what they're supposed to be saying.
Yeah, it's kind of like how when you're doing talking scenes, they teach you to have the characters not, especially in comics, you don't want the camera angle to just be the same. You have to try to use different framing devices between every panel, but also the next level up from that is having the characters doing something while they're talking. Like the characters aren't just sitting there and talking. That's not realistic. We don't just sit here and then talk and have a debate. They're using their hands, they're interacting with the environment, maybe they're eating, smoking, they're fidgeting, something that reveals character, and that would really help. Try to do multiple things at once is kind of how I'm trying to think about it, and reveal character but also plot all at once, and those are the best scenes. And when it's a fight scene, it's those same rules but applied to a different, like a more externally enforced kind of situation, because like the conversation is the fight, kind of. That's how
you can even upgrade that by imagine there's a character who comes to another one to apologize, and the one who's been apologized to is doing something, but like they're having to do something really involved, and the person coming to apologize is almost like getting in their way. So the physical thing would like amplify the conflict between the characters. Like if the other guy wasn't busy, he probably wouldn't be as annoyed with the other person coming in and interrupting him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like he's trying to work a giant machine, and then someone's like, I just want to say sorry about earlier. And he's like, can you say I'm fucking... Hold on, grab that lever over there. What? This one? Just grab it. Okay, fine. Pull it to that. Okay. Oh, God, you can't pull... Can you even pull a lever? Just get out of the way. Like, I'm sorry. Just leave, please. Fine.
So useless. God.
Later on, he comes back whilst the other person's like sitting down on a bed. He's like, so, doing a lot of sitting, huh? It's like, yeah. Listen, sorry about the snapping earlier. I had a lot of machine stuff to do, and it's okay. I'm sorry, I know I didn't pull the lever properly. But the other person's in bed, which is like them being closed off, like they would be in the conversation. Doesn't matter.
No, an even better heightening of that would be, well, the character doesn't even realize that they were being an asshole. They don't apologize, which is just what I would have Casimir do. And then they constantly don't accept the apology. They don't even realize or don't care about this other character trying to open up and have a conversation about something that happened until it reaches a breaking point. And that character that was working the machine is forced to self-reflect on them pushing this other character's feelings away, and that led to like a betrayal or something, and it's all because they wouldn't just listen.
Do you know what I think would build more pressure in the audience around a moment like that? If he was about to apologize, but then gets interrupted by an external thing, like the group gets attacked by a monster, but he was just about to apologize, and then he didn't get to, and then later, like after the fight finished, he was like, "Oh, what were we doing? Oh, I've got something to go do now," and like didn't get the apology.
Yeah, it all depends on how you want to present that kind of situation for your story.
That feeling of pressure is a certain type of feeling that shouldn't be in everything. Like, not every movie should be Mouse Hunt. But
I think a lot of these, and I don't know if I feel like we don't mention this enough, but a lot of this stuff is kind of just, it's hard to break it down into a textbook and just rules, because storytelling is very instinctive, right? Because I remember reading Robert McKee and Sid Field and all these screenwriting books, and I'm like, this shit didn't help at all. You really just had to sit down and write and figure out what works and get feedback.
play it out.
Yeah.
I think
'Cause it's so complicated.
examples are the best. Like,
Yeah, examples.
I watch videos explaining stuff, and it's like, just give me an example. Just make something up. Like,
And with your own work, just iterating, just exploring every different way you can do a situation. I think that really helps. So layouts are so important.
I
Horrible.
got some
It looks
passages, some packages. Yeah.
Oh.
Packages, barely even human. I got my Perfect 10 delivered.
You want to full screen yourself?
Yeah, I'm about to. Look, I got it. And I got all of the covers because I got the sketched here.
Hell yeah.
And so here is a very off-model but still cool drawing of meat from Connell.
Yay! You got your meat.
Those are some big bones. Yeah, she's extra meaty. There's a lot of meat right there. But
yeah, it's a great drawing. She's a lot taller than I think she's supposed to be.
yeah, she's like supposed to be the shortest one of the three women. But you know, you could just say this is her on.
You can't tell how tall she is from this picture.
The angle, the scale of the elements in juxtaposition to her.
Be a midge, bro.
That's not the midgets would have a much bigger head than that.
Well,
But
Tom's a really good artist. I love the
still
style.
love the art. I hope to get him to draw something for the book one day. So that would be fucking fantastic.
Dude, Perfect Time looks amazing.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Awesome.
Oh, the art is so good.
I absolutely love this character. So I really love this character's costume design. I always love high hip stuff. Like, and this is the highest of hip clothes because there's nothing. It's a giant V. Like, this
so good.
Like,
Great
there's
design.
even the little gap on the side here. Beautiful. Yeah, she's great.
I think her name is Vendetta.
So that's why she's got a giant V on her vagina area.
Who knows that? I got this.
Hmm.
I don't think I had this last week.
And
Oh, Resin Pen. Yay.
Yo, Jake, there's titties in this.
oh, looks like I've got to instantly buy it right now. Those aren't titties. Those are giant muscle.
Oh, I
men.
know. You want to see the titties?
Well, I
Let's
mean,
burn his channel down right now.
The channel's already been Struck.
But burn it down for the 296 viewers we currently have. Thanks, Twitter.
Oh, it's a lot of people. Welcome, everybody.
Right
Remember to subscribe to all of us. Thank
Real
you.
titties, wow, with nipple, amazing.
Nipple.
Wow.
And the nipple chick gets crucified and burned.
Oh, speaking of nipples,
Big.
let's take Phil off big, I guess.
We're not
Speak,
talking
where
about
is
nipples.
no? Where are those books? Hold on, let me go get my nipple book.
Oh, you got
got a bunch of
pieces.
books,
Yeah,
too.
show off pieces, bro.
Yes, he got it. He called it. He fucking called it. Phil, so they were a little bit too expensive on Amazon, and I decided to just Google buy pieces manga online. I
Yeah.
found a place where I could get them relatively cheap, so I now have all of them. I bought all of them. Yep, I got all of
Oh.
them.
Yeah, pop
One
open.
of them's in.
Pop open book 8, bro.
Is that the one? Is that the good? Is there something special about book 8?
Book
Let's have a
8,
look.
man.
So book 8. Ah, Phil loves westerns. Phil,
Have you looked through them
Cowgirl on
yet?
the cover. I've looked through a couple, and it is just pretty much.
Dude,
Here is
book
the
8
woman. Here is the monster that she's gonna
is
have definitely consensual interactions with.
you're
I'm opening
gonna
it.
not be able to show the monster that she has sex with on YouTube.
Sex with a monster in
Consensual.
comics? You can't do that.
It's those books aren't comics. They're just like pinups.
People will have a problem
I mean,
with
there's
someone's
sequential
creative
art, but
expression,
I don't
Phil.
think there's any dialogue or narration in them. It's still they're in Japanese. So, yeah, it's
Creative
Shiro.
expression in comics. That would be
What's
a
his
good
name?
thing
Shiro.
to build a movement around
Otomo?
and then throw it out the window.
What's his name? Akiro
Oh, the-
Shiro Otomo.
Of course, the cow the cowgirl would
Get
I
milked.
guess have a close relationship with her trusty steed. And how trusty he is. Fucking hell. Yeah. That is not a bathtub full of water. That is a different liquid.
Yeah, she's a bathtub
Ugh.
filled with milk, right?
Yes.
Or
Cow horse milk. Where are these things in? I like paper. Oh yeah, I'm not showing anything.
there's got to be something.
I don't
There's some
think you
clothes stuff in it.
can.
Yeah, if you guys in the chat don't know, Matsumune Shiro, creator of Ghost in the Shell,
Oh, is that the
and
Apple
I didn't realize that
seed.
was the
Appleseed,
relation.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
He did a
Gotta
bunch
be.
of smutty pinup books.
Did these two characters not at least have a conversation before they started doing all this?
I don't think there's dialogue at all.
It's like,
No,
did you really
he
say
did not.
howdy, partner?
He
And
didn't
then
do Trigun.
And he said nay.
I mean,
Right.
Shiro is a really good world builder, but I get the distinct feeling all his comics are just ultimately an excuse to draw hentai.
Hot chicks.
Yes.
Yes.
A man after my own heart.
Like the Ghost in the Shell, I haven't read the Ghost in the Shell manga in full, but no, the Appleseed manga. But the Ghost in the Shell manga has like explicit scenes like right away, super explicit.
Yeah, I'm
There you go.
missing some. I'm not doing it now. I feel like I'm not doing enough in my own book.
Yeah, the
This is-
1990s.
yeah, I got that feeling too. I read
90s
sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say the 90s and 80s used to be a world where you could do very mainstream manga and then also smut at the same time.
We should bring back those times, Phil. we should shake off the shackles of shame. I also got this. Go on.
Manga. No, I'm just gonna keep on going on about like sex scenes and whatnot. I read Kordrath and I was like, "Ooh, there's like a full-on sex scene in here," and I have the same feeling. Like maybe I should be more explicit with Fiendish because I'm all like nilly-willy scared of being too explicit. Who cares?
Just love it. I love implying stuff a lot. That's the thing, and it's like if you cross a certain line, it just means you don't get as much tension out of implication. Do you know what I mean? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. What I'm concerned with is, well, I want what I'm creating to feel at once both like a no holds barred world, like the real world, as in, well, if someone is going to really hurt somebody, I'm not going to hold back because it's not for kids, but I don't want it to be gratuitous. So what is that line, right? It's showing but not showing. It's very nuanced.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
This
Lots
is
of
cool.
silhouettes and shadows.
Yeah, or cutting away and only showing a flying tooth when someone's getting the shit beat out of them. Someone just said you started unboxing stuff. I have a pile of stuff next to me that I'm supposed to do an unboxing stream for, but I'm never going to. Someone sent me this Filming Chronicles, and I was like, did I back this? But no, it's it's a fan reader that sent me their own system agnostic game modules.
That's crazy.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's a whole game module that, I mean, this is awesome. I don't DM, but maybe I can hand this. I'll read through it, of course. So thank you so much. I don't know if you want to be named. I really appreciate it. My DM's actually my colorist, so I could like hand this to him next time I visit him, and we can run the module or something. And with the map, look, they made a map too, and it's a cloth map. Isn't that awesome?
Oh, that is badass.
Yeah, I'm so happy. Oh, I love it.
Gray Hills.
Almost all of the art I have on my walls are maps. Like, I love maps. There's Fiendish one, there's a map of Iceland, there's a map of Taiwan. I don't know I just love cartography. So
Nice.
thank you. This is going up.
You didn't have the Lord of the Rings map?
No, I don't.
You get that?
Tattooed on your back.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just on my back. Exactly.
Mount
No, I don't have the Lord of the Rings
Mordor.
map.
Or someone says Giant Girl Manga has a character that is always naked throughout the book, and the book was not even in plastic like other not safe for work books. Well, nudity isn't necessarily not safe for work, but one of the characters. Okay, funnily enough, where's the artwork going? This character, Meat, she was actually she was supposed to be naked throughout the entire book, and I actually found it more interesting to just make her wear a really, really tight orange bikini thing, rather than just being like naked blue girl. Like I thought it would be more interesting. Maybe I'm missing a trick.
Is funnily a word, Jake?
Funnily? Like funnily enough?
Right.
Yeah, it is a word.
Funnily.
Yeah, use it in a sentence.
where's
Funnily
this
enough.
from?
People say funnily enough. Another thing I got, because our good friend and past guest of the show, Adam Lawson, aka Awesome Lawson, he did like one of his. Here's the video I'm doing where I'm excited and I'm gonna talk about cool stuff. Listen to me right now as I use my hands and everything at the camera. He was suggesting like comedic books, and I'm like, you know what?
Oh,
That
yeah.
means I have to buy these, Adam Lawson, because I'm supposed to be doing a comedy thing. So I've got to. If you're suggesting 3 comedy books, I need to buy at least 2 of them. So yeah, he was suggesting this book called Shirtless Bear Fighter.
Yes, I heard about that when it was coming out.
And there's
It
a
was
few
pretty
volumes of it,
funnily.
and it looks great. I when I first opened it, I saw like expressions like this. I'm like, okay, the pressures these characters are under is
Oh my
interesting. But did he? Oh no, he's got the. He's
His dog
very
out?
fucking. No, I don't think so. He's got those like foot suspenders that men wear. That women suspend the whole leg, but men, they can only suspend the feet.
Well, that's for the socks, right?
Yeah. Apparently. Because you can't have
I recognize
socks
this.
without sock spenders. But yeah,
This
thank
was
you, Adam,
from,
for doing that video. Adam, suggest
sorry.
more comedy things so I can steal other people's, work. Oh, there's pixelated nudity. I love pixelated nudity. Pixelated nudity is always so funny. You know, in Hollow Fist, there's actually a bunch of nudity, but it's also I got a particular mosaic shader to always pixel it out. I just think it's innately funny.
This is from from a Pearberg.
A
Oh,
pear
nice. You
bird?
got some.
Pear
Pat on a
bird.
berg?
Yeah.
I hope it's.
So
in
let's
good
see. I actually
condition.
don't even know what book this is.
I got pear on my
It
bird, but
might be
don't call me a
Hotel
pear
Story,
bird.
maybe.
It is! Yay!
What is it?
Hey,
Da,
nice.
da, da. It's Hotel Story.
Is
Yeah,
it bread?
What? It's just really flat bread. No, it's Hotel Story.
It's non.
And it's not taped in 10 million layers of tape this time, which I appreciate.
Hey.
Thank you.
No,
No,
you gotta
cool.
save money.
Yay.
He's gotta save money on the tape.
Remember
this time.
the first time I unboxed something from Narwhal and it was like just ripping tape off for 10 minutes? It was kind of hilarious. So there, I have the Hotel Story book and I got the Making of book as well.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
So that boy. Let's open
Thanks
this.
for
Dale-
backing.
Daly says that's a good
Of
book.
course. Da, da,
Nice.
da.
The
There
good
we
book.
go.
Hotel Stout.
Bird.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited
sick.
for it's part 1, and so part 2 we're working on now, and a lot of fun stuff happens in part 2. We're both me and Jared are both very excited.
That's a lot of pages. Yay! The caricatures. I mean, the creator characters in the back. Look at that.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Look, look. Why does that look so much like Narwhal? It's perfect. Ignore the ink
That's-
in my fingernails. I
That's
draw.
Jared's genius. I don't know how he does it.
That's
It's
Jared's drawing. Oh, that's
Yeah.
great. Cool. I look forward to reading this. And I have
Thick.
the opal as well.
hilarious. Nice. Oh, cool. The opal's great too, and that's just Jared, like a Jared solo, but
Yeah,
Extra
it's,
thick.
fun horror
your
story.
your styles fit together so well. Oh, I love new book smell.
Did we get is Alex still here? or-
I was about to say, hurry up, Alex.
I don't see him.
Where's the old meme? You've had so much. I mean, I can't really pinpoint any standout moment.
We had plenty of standout moments. It was a very eventful show. Oh, I got the mini comic! Oh, it is so cute! It's actually not as small as I thought. This is like pretty sizable. Look
You
at
got-
Oh
that.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So you snip that dotted line, and then it lets you fan it out and fold it around, and then it's done.
Yeah.
So,
This is great. It's actually not that. It's not too small at all.
Oh, you've already-
And I
he's
think
already
the way you
folded it.
managed it.
He folded. He
You
did
already.
folds.
I do the
So
first
you just
fold for
snip
people,
it.
so it fits in. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
first
I can
fold
see you
gets
fold it
through the
and you
door.
kind of. You kind of cut it halfway, but not fully, and then you see that dotted line in the middle, and then you finish folding it. Very smart.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a great idea. I wanna
and
do
it's
these
it's
as well.
like it's it's basically like zero overhead, and it's definitely a fun little addition that I'm been getting good feedback on it. Today, that's one thing I did today when I was at the convention. I assembled like 40 mini comics.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Da, da, da. The making of book. There we go. It's cool.
Do you guys ever get hit up by artists that are like, "Hey, here's my portfolio. I'm available for work."
Yeah, because we
Sometimes.
actually draw our books.
I get hit up for portfolio reviews once in a blue moon, and I'm like, I mean, I would do it, but I don't know. Portfolio reviews are hard because it depends on what job you're going for. You have to tailor your feedback. Ooh, that's pretty.
Oh yeah, that's Giorgio. I can't think of his last name right now, but he's Italian, and he's kind of famous. He drew Dylan Dog for a long time.
Really, that's my dog's name,
Oh.
and I call Dylan Dog or my dog Dylan Dog sometimes.
Really? Wait, you call your
Yeah.
dog Dylan because of Dylan Dog?
No, he was already named Dylan when we got him.
Oh. Wah, wah, wah.
Oh, you got someone else's dog?
I mean, eventually, yeah, I guess he was
Why did you take that? Why did you take someone else's dog? They want him back.
ran away
Ooh,
and then
Oh.
found him. and stole them.
There have been so many stray dogs in my area recently. It's like kind of terrifying. I don't know what's going on. It's like everybody is just abandoning their dogs. It makes me really sad.
Not gonna make any jokes related to the dogs.
I live in
going
America,
down.
Jake.
I can't keep my mouth shut. I'm gonna lampshade that I wanted to make a joke, but not
Right, let's
actually make the
totally lampshade it so everybody knows exactly what you're thinking anyways.
joke.
I'm just gonna keep drawing until Alex makes that meme.
Some guy hit
Alex,
me up.
it's up to
Yeah.
you. Save the
Some
show.
guy hit up my Zade Comics Facebook account and is like, "Hey, I'm available for work. Here's my portfolio."
You're reading it wrong. He said, "Dearest Philian Diasmus, it is my greatest pleasure to press upon you my portfolio. I have been in the drawing mines for up to several years now, and I must request the pleasure of asking whether or not I can work with you in the future by showing you the drawings. Please get back to me
Was
at
he
your soonest. What is your earliest convenience? That's the one people use. They say earliest convenience.
Maybe
Hey,
he's watching right now.
The meme is ready, by the way.
The meme is ready. Let's go. Dun, dun, dun.
And it's
Some hot
magnificent.
news, though.
Oh,
So where
yeah.
do we
I mean, this was a very material-filled episode. So, oh, we're underwater. All right, let's go. Where's that middle
Did I-
finger from?
Did I swear at the camera? That's definitely my chubby hand.
I don't recall you flipping off the camera tonight, but who knows?
How
Recreate.
dare you?
Yeah, look.
Fuck you.
I never do anything as
Yeah,
crass
yeah.
as that.
Never.
A big robot.
Saying color me in tension. So the giant robot is creating tension. The giant uncolored robot named Tenshaw.
We're at the
0
bottom
M.
of the ocean where there's a lot of pressure.
Yes.
You see that?
The scene from Mouse Hunt went on a bit too long. Now the whole place is full of water.
Look, you
Your
got
character
everything
is
there.
Your character is the first one speaking, Irene.
Oh, okay. How annoying of a voice should I go for? What
Uh,
trainer, Jake? Don't let the pressure get to you. It's showing, but not showing. It's very nuanced. I feel
Oh,
like
we're
I
holding
started
up.
this show.
We're holding it up.
No. We're carrying Irene. Is what?
Yeah.
I think that's what Alex is saying there.
See if I
Oh,
can
yeah,
fix
yeah,
that-
yeah, yeah.
fix that complaining without carrying the show.
Yep. Wait, no. Alex, I know you want to flatter Jake, but I'm gonna pretend like in my mind it's Phil and me holding Jake on the spot. But
I like
okay,
that
it's
this
fine.
this
I'll let
character
you have
has her
this
ass
one.
out.
Whoa, I know.
It's like
Hey, don't
underwater
get weird.
lingerie.
Don't get weird about that.
Not
Blame
you,
AI.
the character,
Yeah.
not you.
Character.
It's the AI art.
I blamed AI. There is
And
an
I
ass
say-
out though. Look.
I say, apprehend these nuts.
He did say that, yeah.
I watch videos explaining stuff, and I'm like, just give me an example.
That was pretty recent. And then is that me?
I think this is
Me and my
Bill's tiny. We look like JoJo's characters with how big, or like, a particular kind of manga that focuses on the giant hands and the tiny heads of the men, whilst the body of the men is pretty big. So we look
Big
very,
body.
very barra right now. I think that's the word they use. over
Pressure
there.
makes gout crystals. It's true. It's like a diamond. And then I also say, "Where's that meme, Alex? I need to shower." I didn't say that, but I was definitely thinking it.
Oh, he tried to preempt you.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking. Oh, he predicted. He's like a Professor Charles Xavier, where he can read men's minds. I do need to
Look,
shower.
pressure is also on the robot. I didn't see it till just now because I'm the one.
And then
Yes.
Noel over here, not phoning it in, walkie-talkieing it in.
With 7 fingers.
Oh my god!
Look at the pressure being created on that walkie-talkie with all the same
That's
fingers.
really putting a lot of pressure on me. Yeah, it's pretty annoying.
Say it, Narwhal.
I got I got like -1 sales. You guys are doing great down there.
So yeah, good job.
No, I
you feel
remember
that
that.
pressure? I feel great up here.
You
Fuck
did.
you up.
You did. That was last time you had -1 sales, right?
Well, that was today. He
Oh,
just
that
came
was
back
today?
from. He gave
Yeah.
someone he liked a book. He was trying to woo an actor.
A fat old man. Great
They're
actor.
A lot of those around these parts.
and they're really fun to seduce. Yeah, but you've got your the rat. No, he's supposed to be a beaver in this, apparently. Not the mouse from Mouse Hunt, but like a little mouse. The scene where he's in bed is the fucking best. Like, little fucker! Oh, I love him. Why do I like small rodents? They're just the
Yeah,
best.
it's weird. It's kind of like a Richard Gere thing, huh?
Which apparently didn't happen.
Well, it's only one way.
And
to
it's
find
just
out.
a horrible, horrible rumor that he was never able to escape, and probably something we shouldn't establish about people, Phil.
Yeah, it's probably what he wants you to think.
What? Who are
Do you know Rini hasn't even watched like Roger Rabbit, let alone knows about
I
the Richard
have
Gere total
watched.
situation.
I have watched Roger Rabbit.
Well, she hasn't even watched Cool World.
No, I haven't watched Cool World.
I bet she hasn't even seen Cool Runnings.
Probably.
No.
Doesn't even
I
know who
haven't.
John Candy is.
But I have watched Roger Rabbit.
You know, we
I
can
took the
believe
animation class.
Jamaica. We got a bobsleigh team.
What?
Doesn't matter. It's a great film. But
I'm very
so this
confused.
character down here, apparently we have
Australia?
Connell Moses bringing forth the holy tablets. Now, this. I was trying to think for a moment if this was actually Alex, but no, this is Connell Moses with his expertly inserted face. But yeah, these two, Groken 3 launched, and Alex once again got #1 on another campaign.
Right.
So now we have the Alex VRB starter kit of an alarm clock to wake up early to get it, the calendar to know what date it's on, the all important F5 key to just fucking refresh the page before it even goes live, and then obviously the mouse to
Oh, that's a
make the
mouse?
purchase.
I couldn't tell what the fuck. I'm retarded.
It's
amazing.
It's not just a mouse, it's the mouse. The mouse of gamers. The mouse of gamers.
Well,
If
I'm
you're
not a gamer. I have a normal person mouse, okay?
F5.
I'm holding up my mouse whilst trying to
You were trying to
click-
navigate while
I-
your mouse was.
I was trying to make myself bigger whilst holding the mouse up to the screen.
I get it. I like how
Alex,
Alex is included.
I got the same fucking mouse. It's covered in
What is it covered in, Jake?
finger stuff.
Was it?
I don't want to know.
It's covered in computer mouse components.
What are
But
you
yeah, this is-
fingering?
No, let's move
This is
on.
the prophecy mouse, not mice.
Oh God!
This is not a Richard Gere situation,
Wait.
and this finger is not going inside this mouse.
Oh
Wait,
my God!
what's the
I
fire
think
giant? What's that thing?
it's time.
Yeah. What's the lava monster? We are almost done. We are wrapping it up. It is nearly 3. Yes, we're about to in like 20 seconds. We're about to cross over into the 3-hour mark. We'll
3 hours.
hit the
All
crescendo.
right, let's hit
But yeah,
3
who's
hours.
this?
What is
who's the
that?
lava
I don't
guy?
remember. Is that a facsimile for today's show? Just something, somebody with their head on fire? What's going on?
Hold the 4 carnal sins, Ironline says.
The 4 carnal sins.
It looks
Robot
like a turnip. It's another
Quiet.
turnip.
Beep, bop, boop. Maybe it's like a Pacific Rim thing.
Pacific
Hmm.
Rim job.
Oh,
I like-
Alex says the lava monster is what he fought in Pathfinder. Okay, no wonder we didn't get it.
Amazing.
I like how Alex is like just including stuff.
This is
from it.
what
Like, he's
mine-
like, nah, just throw it in there. It's just that's
He's
my
like-
interpretation of that. No, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
And he's like, and one for me.
Yeah, he's like,
Oh,
I need
that's
to
awesome.
I need to give it a lot of space around it too, so they really notice the lava monster. You know, I need to create its own meme within itself.
Wow.
Yeah,
Very,
you go.
very well done. Thank you, Alex. Yeah.
pretty much it means like an entire quarter of this meme is dedicated to Alex VRB content. this
That's
entire.
okay. He works hard. He deserves it.
Yeah, good job. Thank you. Great job on another great meme,
Well
which
done.
is the
You're
result
awesome.
of yet another great show.
Yeah,
Dun, dun.
pretty good.
I think I did it, guys.
Ciao, everybody.
I think I'm perfecting my method of basically making something up that's wrong and then getting a lot of personal enjoyment out of arguing about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Starting
why I
to
had fun.
realize that's your style.
I loved the fruit thing. And then
I mean,
me
at the high contrast
explaining why it
of
works,
fruit.
even though it doesn't
No,
work at all.
out of these two images, which one contains more pressure? The one with more contrast or the one with less contrast?
You need to do a TED talk about this.
That's confusing me. I think the first image has more pressure. I have no idea.
Wrong.
I agree. I agree. The
Yeah.
second one is like relaxing. The
Yeah.
first
These
one
arbitrary
it's all
rules.
clumped together. No, because it's not that simple, Jake. These are multivariate definitions. There's too many factors in that image.
Thanks for all joining us, everyone.
I'm going to
We'll
take a
see
shower.
Next week is on whose channel?
My
Phil's.
channel?
Fillion.
Phil's. Okay.
Say Comics channel. Yeah, everybody be
Cool.
there. Say Comics channel.
Did you just get
Alright.
Down syndrome for a second?
What?
Say Comics
Huh?
channel. Anyway, so yeah, go check out Phil's channel for next week's episode.
Oh, hold on. What other shows is anyone streaming tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll do the Diaz
Phil?
Brothers at 7:30 Eastern time every Friday. We might be talking about the new X-Men show.
Cool. All right.
Nice. I heard
I
it's good.
will- yeah, that'll be interesting. I probably won't be watching it. I mean, I should. But I won't be because
Didn't have to
I-
offer that up.
You watch it?
no, I was just debating out loud my own thoughts about should I watch it. Then I realized I don't have time because I have too much work. But if you want to watch me suffer through work, join me on Sunday for my draw stream that I stream every Sunday at like 10:30, 11-ish. It varies on when I get around to starting the stream, but it's on my channel, Rainy Draws, and it's lots of fun. All these guys are invited. Usually it's Jake there, Allie's there too, and we're gonna just chat and draw and hang out with everybody. So see you there.
Such a smooth. I'm not gonna watch your show, Phil, but my show is on Sunday.
No, she was talking about
I was
X-Men, I
talking-
think.
I was talking about
Oh,
X-Men.
shit. Sorry, I did
You're
a thing I
left.
wasn't.
You were just laughing for like.
You did the
5
thing where
minutes
you were
about
laughing
Makes
at the
sense,
thing
though.
that I didn't say. So really great summation of our
Just trying to fill
normal
in the gaps.
interaction. All right, let's end the show so Jake can finish coloring Fiendish 2.5.
It's all colored. It's not me holding up. I just gotta save out the final version. It's don't let her gaslight you like that, guys. Don't believe her. She's the one who's not finished with coloring. Look at this cover. This is what actually needs to get. This has nothing to do with me.
Shall I
Oh.
pull up the notes that I gave
This is
you
our-
that aren't
Jake,
aren't
before
done
you-
yet?
Phil's gone. Jake, before you end it, SquatchCon in Washington. If anyone's in Washington State, come up to the peninsula. Go to SquatchCon. I'll be there.
Do it.
Do it.
And those notes just were like turn off one layer. I can do that.
They were. They were also
Yeah.
given like a week ago. So you're doing great, Jake. You did great. Awesome work. 2.5
Bye,
is going to
everyone.
print soon. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Phil actually left.
We're still
Oh, shit.
alive.